It didn't.
True.
What?
Yes, OBS has actually been updated.
This is either a good thing or a bad thing.
But I'm not sure what kind. So
I
guys,
think I don't understand.
Skull to Scardale, episode... God, we're in like the 30s now? Last time, what happened? Gaxum, you can't really say because you weren't really here. Basilius, what happened last time?
Last session was a chill session. It was mostly letting time pass. We took a month of downtime. During that month, we discredited the paladins who were discrediting us. Basilius, I begun my Sith Lord training, which I'll see fruit of in about 2 levels. And
That's it.
what did it? Yeah.
We called session early because Andre fell asleep.
Yeah, Andre fell asleep, Gaxum left, and
It was just you three.
yeah, and you didn't want to have us leave the country yet.
Yeah. So,
Which is yeah, you go. You do your thing.
the party, now that Basilius has rested from his burns, and everyone is fully healed again, the party sits at the table, with the scouting reports in front of them. I will bring you to the Lakeside map. And you can ask me questions. This is the map that is given to you. Each one of those hexes is about a 30-minute walk.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 X's would be an hour.
2 X's would be an hour. Yes, the same as your regular world map for Chandler Cross.
Where so the entire this entire map is Lakeside. Those
Yes.
are just two like
This
it
is
looks
the-
like
This is
Hold on. So,
this is the Lakeside region.
okay.
It is around the town of Lakeside, which is this town in the center.
The town in the center that's walled off.
No. The town that's split into 2 different towns. This is Lakeside.
Oh, I was curious. Why is it split into different towns?
It's 3 different districts, presumably.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, there's like a chasm or something.
I just like the small little piece over here.
Yeah,
yes.
what is that?
That's you don't know. Your scout saw it. Your scout saw it, but they didn't like go that far.
Better go talk to him.
Well, that's the point of scouting. It's just to observe.
Yes. Your scouts saw there were Republic forces in the area, and they were engaging with an unknown enemy, assumedly the Red Rock Bandits, who took over this area after the collapse.
So they're trying to make moves to gain more territory.
The town seemed relatively large, and also the citizens seemed relatively alright. There weren't parts of the town, especially the parts of the town that are closest to the fort near the lake, there are some parts of the town that are burnt down, obviously in some kind of conflict or mass fire. However, the town itself seems relatively alright. People are going about their business. Republic forces intermingle with the citizens sometimes, although there's often fighting in the streets between the Republic and whatever this force is they're fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And, your scouts even saw... Actually, I can roll to see if they saw this. One sec.
Where are they fighting on the map? Like the main...
In the cities.
Ah.
They're fighting in the streets.
Oh. Where
So
the people are just hiding?
This isn't 2 armies clashing. This is
like scattered
Skirmishes.
what's the word? Yeah, skirmishes. Thank you.
Okay, that's a nice right there.
Nice.
One of your scouts also saw that there were 1 or 2 strange-looking men. They wore... one sec, I have to check what they wear. They did not... they clearly were weirdly dressed. and did not fit in with either this force, you assume the bandits, or the Republic. They were purple robe wearing humanoids with stark white masks.
Rasmirians. No. Are the masks described to us like the Rasmirian masks?
The masks are just described to you as stark white masks of a humanoid face, or a human face.
Could I identify to see if I maybe heard of any like religious?
Yeah, let's go back to Chandler Cross, and you can give me knowledge religion.
I'll make it 2.
Gaxim,
Alright.
if you have knowledge religion, you can also roll.
I don't think I have knowledge religion.
I'll give myself guidance.
So I did say I wanted to spend the month like researching all the factions that are at work here.
I have Arcana.
Our Gaxim, that doesn't really do much.
Okay.
Maybe the Master Magical, who knows?
Oh!
But Azrael, you can pretty easily identify them. They are Rasmurite priests.
Yeah.
Your guys didn't see many of them, maybe like 1 or 2 in the several days they were there. But they are clearly active in the town, even if in like a very small presence. But yeah, they are Rasmurites.
So this is interesting. 3 different people have interests in this area.
Alright, we're moving on to the more profitable land. I think so. As we get closer to the Scar, there will be more factions at work in each city.
So we should take next.
I kind of gesture to the area on the greater Chandler Cross map, the Scardale map, around us, and I say most of these lands aren't very inhabited, which is why we've had so little conflict as of late.
For Gaxim, because he's newer here, this is where we are. This is
Yeah,
Lakeside.
I remember. I asked a lot of questions last time.
Okay, yeah.
I remember. And where Lakeside is.
Lakeside is, let's see, 1, 2,
Over there.
3,
There,
4,
yeah, there it is.
5. Lakeside is 6 days walk away.
I'm still interested in that sunrise. I want to come back to that at some point.
You voice that in character.
I will.
All right.
I'm interested. I'm interested in that Lakeside.
With my 30, would I know any of like the
Oh,
What's your question?
with my knowledge religion roll? Do I know anything extra or any little extra tidbits of details about the Rasmiri cultists?
Okay. Yes. Rasmir is the living god. Everyone pretty much knows about him. He is the person who is said to be the next. What's it called? Same.
Sorry.
Rasmir is the living god. He's the person who his followers believe him to be essentially the next main goddess of Arella, meaning that he's claimed to have absorbed the divinity of the mother Mahenna and is now a living god, walking among the people. There is some claim to that because his priests do practice clerical magic, unlike in regular Pathfinder where he's just a fraud wizard. In here, there are actual, there is some divine power that he grants. Rasmir, his divine sphere is law, luxury, obedience, and the land of Rasmurin.
He has a land named after him?
Yes, he has a whole, nation that worships him.
Yes, I recall this now.
He is,
Yeah,
and
That's these guys, right?
yes,
Over here.
yes, and his alignment is lawful evil.
Yeah, and if you also remember, they were the ones that were persecuting the roach folk that ended up in Chandler Cross.
Undercross.
So we don't like them.
We don't like anyone who is also a ruler, except Arkandale.
Yeah.
We don't like it.
If you, own,
only
if,
all-
you own, if you own land and you're not us, we're gonna take that.
No, I like Arkandale. Arkandale's cool. Arkandale is also a major country that serves Babylon. If there's open conflict, we should bring soldiers. Of our-
Machines.
Do you
Machines.
do you want to bring which specific detachments of soldiers? Because remember, we do have the orcs, but those are loose cannon.
Aye. The orcs should stay. Perhaps mobilize an army near the border if things need to get violent.
What's it called? Niall also pipes up and says, and if you're going to be mobilizing an army, do remember that the city of Lakeside is a 6-day walk from here, through mountainside. We're unsure of what dangers could be in the way. We've never been that far to the west.
Wow, look at Niall finally being helpful.
Niall's an NPC now, so he's involved.
Oh my god, it's so mean but so true.
He
All
pipes
right.
up. He says, "I can easily hold the fort here if you were to leave."
Yes. We could at least take the Hell Knights with us. Small, capable force.
True.
There are only about a dozen armigers here.
That is a diminutive army.
Yes.
And they're like, what, 06? Ish?
The armigers?
No, like the entire collective.
Well, I don't know the calculation. Let me check.
Oh, over the month, did we find we were looking for people to resurrect her or
Nope.
reincarnate?
No one within this month.
Okay.
Every Hell Knight armiger is a 3rd level fighter CR2.
Okay. Probably not worth even bringing them.
I was about to say, if you expect mass combat, I would. There's another thing coming.
Mass combat would definitely be bringing the large orc army.
Yeah, let them wreak havoc.
And I'd say,
I mean, if you want a city to be there when you're done, maybe not.
No,
Yes.
true. But I think we can I think we can handle it ourselves. We have been able to handle most situations at hand.
Also, let's
But
go back
if-
to the Lakeside map.
Oh, did
The
the scouts like were able to see what type of armaments the people that might be the Red Rock and
everyone was fighting with firearms. The
literal
specifically
shootouts in the street.
specifically just your very classic like musket firearms, flintlocks.
Okay, so nothing too special.
Nope, this just seems to be a regular war. And the Scardale Republicans are set up right here in an old military fort.
Ah, so they have an easy.
Do we have enough control over the orcs to have them wait in a tile?
Possibly.
I think so.
If there was something else they could
A
distract
general.
themselves with.
Why don't just send them in?
The thing is,
Then-
if we send them in, they're going to destroy everything in sight. And
Yeah,
we don't want that to happen because they can accidentally start
If the
tearing
fort
hell
is
through
set-
this entire
If
place.
the fort is separate and it turns to war, we could send him on the fort while avoiding the cities.
What if we just a
I was like,
suggestion?
there has
Just a suggestion.
There has been what, Tinky?
sorry, no, Gaxton was saying something.
Just a suggestion. What if we send them straight through, just straight to the gates here? We'll have maybe the forces that are fighting in both sides will be distracted. They'll be overwhelmed. And then the gods' force here will have to come out and relieve them.
By the way, when you do approach town, you will approach it from right here. Unless you go, like, spend, like, several days walking around the town, then go this way.
Can't we just, like, we enter from here?
You technically could, yes.
The thing with your
But I was gonna say,
plan,
but
like, just
following
let
the
them
road,
use it.
I was saying, but following the road cuts down on travel time.
I mean, we could follow the road up to here and then move here.
That is true.
The problem I'm having with the planets sitting in the arcs in the middle is that they are just chaotic in general. You could think they will just go straight to the middle and split up, but they could just probably amass in one spot and just destroy one of these.
If we use the orcs, we send them no further than the Republic fort.
But what's to say they don't spill over and do the exact same thing over here?
That's what whoever the general is.
It has only been a month, by the way, that the orcs have been doing basic training and stuff. The Hell Knights have literally just arrived about the same time Gaxum did.
Yeah. Anyway, let's just check the city out, see what we can do without any more armed forces.
All right, we're gonna pack our things.
Yeah. I have some things to do in town first.
All right, what kind of things would you like to do?
Oh, also, one thing that I would have done during downtime is tell what's his name to not sell the robots.
I gotcha. You already told me that last time.
We
I
need
just saw they were selling the map. So I want to
I put him up here near where Gaxum sleeps.
I want to. Can I get my armor enchanted in town to +2?
Do you have the money for that?
Yeah.
Then yes. How
Okay.
much is it? How much are you spending?
3K to upgrade it.
All right.
Although specifically, I want to transfer the enchantment over to the Hell Knight armor and upgrade it, just for that Hell Knight flare.
All right. To transfer armor from to transfer enchantment from one armor to another, you need to pay half of the most expensive enchantment on the armor.
Oh. An extra 500 for aesthetics? No.
Yes. I was about to say, transferring that shit is not free.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will upgrade your armor to +2. Is there anything else?
And
Anyone else?
shield.
And shield? Is that an additional 3,000?
Yeah. Using the fund.
Would anyone else like to spend anything or do anything else before we leave town? We have a few days, or we could leave immediately. It's up to you guys.
I'm thinking what I would want to do.
Is there enough like spare parts that I could maybe turn one of these defenders into like a sentry? Now, I'll specify. I remember that they don't have legs, so it wouldn't be a mobile sentry. It would
They
be
have-
something
they-
that can literally. Oh, what?
They have legs, they're just not attached.
Oh, well. Regardless, I was just literally just gonna put it up in my and like, basically protecting the other robots, so nobody outside of me or Basilius or the team.
Okay, give
Like,
me give me engineering over this month.
I'd also like to add we don't have power for them.
Well, they come with their own power sources.
Oh,
Yeah, they have what's it called?
you said knowledge engineering.
Yep, give me an engineering check. Yeah.
Ooh, 28.
Okay. You can probably get one's gun working, but yeah, you definitely can't attach the legs. You definitely can't make it like intelligent enough to figure out who is friend and who is not. So you'll have to turn it on and off when you come inside the room.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. That's exactly what I want.
So this thing will just try to shoot anyone that enters the room.
And
If you don't turn it off.
I will specifically tell the guard captain this knowledge, so he's very well aware that anybody going in there other than me will potentially get shot.
Yes. Okay.
You'll potentially experience very painful death syndrome.
For science.
Potentially, we'll have plasma burns.
They sting, but not that bad. I was shot by those.
I was gonna say it wouldn't hurt that much because the flesh would immediately turn to vapor as it hits.
Jeez.
Any sort of nerves, yeah, you don't need to worry about that. They're all gone immediately. So, this is the gang that we're leaving with. Would you like to take anyone else? Any NPCs? Anyone else besides... Niall's obviously staying because he's an NPC now. Here, let me actually press this button here. Change his name to a blue name, showing that he's an NPC. Boom.
NPCs we want to take. Let me switch back to the...
Do we have any red shirts?
We have militiamen, but there's like 20 of them, and they are like level 2 warriors. I was like, yo, actually, the militiamen are not as good as shots, but they're actually the same level and HP as as just a regular musket bandit, because that's what they're based on. They're just former, what's it called? Yeah, they're just the former militia of this town.
I'm just thinking it might be a good idea. It might be a good idea, Basilius, if we bring along some extra fodder just in case the orcs' plan doesn't work out.
We haven't taken the orcs.
Not right away, at least. The plan was to figure out the issue, and if that can't be solved, then orcs.
Well, we still need fodder, just in case, we need to distract an army that's bigger than just the 5 of us.
Remember, my 2 undead can take a beating.
Oh, Gaxum has met them.
I've seen them. They're scary.
Is Necromancer
I've ridden
legal
up
there?
In Lakeside, you don't know. You don't know any details about Lakeside. Besides what's physically there.
Still taking them.
Just for the shock and awe.
Pretty much, yeah.
Necromancy was illegal without permit under the Republic.
Wait, you need a permit to own undead?
Well, you'd have to have them for scientific or magical reasons, not just like raising undead for an army.
We probably
can
can't
imagine-
take Sir Rob.
I just find it funny that you're just like riding an undead mount and you get ticketed because of it.
In the NYPD, there is a detachment unit. This unit hunts down illegal necromancers who go about unpermitted business.
Law and order necromancy.
Yeah, non-order necromancers.
I'm preparing my spells. For one of my 3rd level spells, I took create food and water, so we're gonna be good on that front. So
Oh yeah, so you guys don't need to pack anything. You get to eat like flavorless bread and water, but it'll fill you up.
Just imagine something else. Imagine.
Too bad Rob can't leave our region.
Wait. Let me see that bland food cube.
Sure.
I cast prestidigitation and just make it like slightly appear nicer looking.
Oh no, prestidigitation can flavor things.
I make it taste as best as I could potentially make.
Yeah, I was gonna say with prestidigitation you can flavor, heat things, stuff like that.
I didn't realize they.
Hey guys, let's take Payton. He's an aberration.
Peyton is a 1st level aristocrat. Would you like to take him? No.
Send them into the city. Oh, well, actually, not a bad idea to send. We could use like a social spy.
Yeah, social.
I was like, Basilius is already the face of the party.
True.
Yeah, I have like plus 12 to diplomacy and like plus 30 to intimidate.
Yeah, you just walk straight up.
That's what we do.
That's literally that's our entire stick. We offer a simple choice: serve us or die.
You truly are a con.
So we are literally an evil monarchy. Yes. We're
I
like
also took detect greater magic, so
Yeah, I
that
don't think
could
there's
be
any NPCs worth bringing. The only NPCs who could stand up in a fight are my cousin, who's training the Hell Knight, or training the orcs, and Zarab, who's under. I think he's under contract to not leave our region, right?
Yep. He can never leave Chandler Cross.
Not well, the Devout Pact.
Chandler Cross is the name of the region. It's also
is it?
It's both the name of the region and the capital city. Yes.
Yeah, that's why sometimes people refer to it as the Channel Cross area.
Well, no, because he can also head to Raymount now, since that we control it.
Oh yeah. I mean, he can't leave within the borders of your nation.
Yeah, the Devout Pact. He can't leave
Yes.
the borders
So
of the Devout
every time we expand, he gets a new place to visit.
That was actually specifically why I worded it that way, so that he has heavy incentive to help us expand. Because the more our kingdom prospers, the more people he has to make deals with.
All right, but yeah, I think we're good to go for now. We don't have to
All
waste
right.
anything on food. Does anybody need any like magical supplies at all?
Yes, yes. I was actually going to ask about that. Just a clarification, DM. For wizard, because I'm used to playing a magus or a sorcerer. I have access to all of the spells that a wizard has access to. It's just which ones I decide to prepare.
No.
For the day.
You
No.
have access to the ones that are in your spell book,
And
and
that's
it.
Copy that. Okay.
You can like get scrolls of other spells or other people's spell books and put them in your spell book, but for right now, just the spells that are in your spell, just the spells that are in your spell book are what you have.
Copy.
You did choose spells, right?
Yes, I have my spell list.
Okay, good.
He uses a blank spell book.
Yeah. No, I have it here. Okay, is there a magical dealer in town?
In town, yes. There because of the wealth of the city, we have access to magic items and spells specifically. Yes.
Okay. Well, I'd like to at least go there before we head out, just
Alright.
to see what they have.
There's no NPC for it. So what would you like?
Oh,
I don't have like an actual magic town because we haven't really had a reason to go to a like.
Well, you can have him shop from
Oh yeah, the smuggler.
Oh yeah, it's our black market.
LZ.
Yeah, LZ. Let me grab.
Just say he's the magic item dealer. Because that's what I asked him for. I asked him to bring in wondrous items to our city.
Okay, we cut to Gax and Kevin in the market.
I will be there because he needs a wallet.
you are my wallet.
I think there's another colloquial term for that, but I'm not gonna say it out loud.
You are my pimp.
I was thinking of a sugar daddy instead.
You are
but
my-
that works too.
So we have 600 gold after the
I am-
plus one?
I am-
955 gold.
I am what the humans call a bottom bitch.
As you guys
Oh, that caught me off guard.
as you guys walk up, LZ gives a wave. Hey there, my friends. Can I help you?
Hello.
Hello. It's the man I bought the robots from. Hello. Thank you.
Or not me. I guess Gaxon just kind of thumbs towards Basilis.
I guess my friend here.
All right. What do you need now?
I'm looking for scrolls. Do you have any magical scrolls, perhaps?
I have quite a few. Yes. Are you looking for any particular spell?
Yes. I am looking for an animate dead.
Animate dead. One sec.
That's what, third level?
Yeah.
375.
This spell, it's a spell in the wizard spellbook, belongs to the fourth circle of magic
Oh.
for wizards. For clerics, it's third. For sorcerers, wizards, it's a fourth level spell.
Oh, okay. Then,
spell?
Animate dead.
Cleric spell scrolls are 375. Still.
okay, then give me one more.
A spell for animate dead. You could just
Yeah,
literally
he's
ask
better.
me, and I could probably do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Oh, you could just.
We,
Oh, right.
We have
Oh, my-
one of our party members is a necromancer.
What? Am I a joke to you, sir?
No, no. I just wanted to have it. I just wanted to have an extra one on it. Okay. Instead of that, then. Do you have do you have? What's about to spell a scroll of mad hallucination?
Mad. Let me look.
Oh,
All right.
interesting.
Yes, this spell is relatively cheap. It only is in the second circle. All right. Let me check how much that is. All right. I can get that to you for 150 gold pieces.
Gaxon just kind of slowly turns towards Himselius. Eh?
I'll open my wallet and step forward.
Okay. Yep, you count out 150
15.
150, not 115.
No, I count out 15 platinum.
Oh, 15 platinum. Okay. You pull up these platinum coins. They are small, maybe at the size of your thumbnail. They're small triangular coins with obviously dates minted on them. He says, "All right, 15." Okay. Yep. There you go. He takes the scroll case and hands it to Basilius.
I'll pass it down to Gaxon.
Gaxum takes it gleefully, and just kind of looks it over, reads it to himself. You know, not like activating the spell.
He reads it, activates it accidentally.
No, he turns himself bad. No. He just kind of like looks over it.
It is essentially, because it is a wizard scroll. It is just a mathematical formula, as well as you can see there are motions drawn onto it. It's basically the recipe for this scroll. It shows you like how to move your hands and what to say, and
It's like one of those instruction manuals. Yeah.
it literally is that. Yeah, magic is literally a science in this world.
Can I? Have you already coined what? Okay. Okay? Random question, but I always wondered who creates these scrolls, and if there is like a central person. Is there a central character, like you know how like Fallout has the little like Fallout bobblehead character, and like there's a little character.
It is an androgynous humanoid.
Okay.
It's like a faceless. It's a scientific diagram.
It's
not.
a scientific diagram.
It's not meant to
okay.
be like. It's not meant to be characterized.
Fair enough. Never mind.
It basically says like move your arms like this, say these words, move your arms then like this. It happens.
It's very orderly, very official. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
I would have thought it would have been what's it called again? The little creature you like to use a lot, Tenki.
Peepo? No, it's not
Yeah.
Peepo.
It's a little possum.
That'd be funny.
Peepo is not that famous. She's just a pixie princess. She's not like. Although people in my games have met Peepo, but only once, I think.
It's just this.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, it is literally that. It's just an
Yeah.
androgynous humanoid.
I love that. That's great. Okay. Gaxon kind of grunts. It's like a grunt and a sigh. It's like, and as he's like, they never put any gnomes in these things. It's always humans.
Alzed just shrugs.
I know it's not your fault.
I don't even remember where I got this from.
Well, I'm sure if you get a scroll scribed from a gnome,
let's,
they'd depict gnomes.
Most of the magical goods I get come straight from Calimport.
I need to have a word with these Calimport scroll writers. It's
Uh,
obviously getting offensive.
I'm
There
sure.
are more than humans in this world, honestly.
I'm sure you could go to the Lyceum and speak with them. Although that's across the sea.
Well, anyway, thank you, merchant. Thank you.
All right. Have a good night. He just sits back down and gets back to smoking his pipe. All right. You guys want
more eccentric figures for the kingdom. I say to Alzed.
He just kind of grunts and shrugs. He doesn't really care.
Gaxum takes a whiff of what the guy's smoking as he leaves.
It is just tobacco.
As he leaves and follows Celius, he's like,
You know, have you ever thought about getting into the drug trade?
Yes, say that out loud.
Yeah, he says it out loud.
Who's gonna call the
It would
cops on you
likely
guys?
be- it would likely be detrimental for the kingdom to be heavily involved in drugs. We do not have the facilities to produce or cultivate much drugs here anyway. Perhaps tobacco fields, but
There
nothing
are.
heavy.
I'd say this is not a very good climate for tobacco.
Yeah.
It is cold
what-
up here in the mountains.
Basilius
What grows
also
up here?
knows nothing about agriculture.
Um,
So he's just like
we are
talking.
in a region of high what's it called? High alpine mountains.
Ah, lovely.
So lots of potatoes, any sorts of like root vegetables, carrots, lettuce, beets, stuff like that.
Yeah, Basilius frequently just makes very broad statements about things he doesn't know. Like, yeah, drugs? I don't know. Tobacco, maybe.
Tobacco, yes. Let's see. That's certainly a thing.
So I just gotta search this. Are apples a thing, or sour cherries in this universe?
Apples,
Apple
yeah.
hasn't been founded yet. Sorry.
Apples, yeah, you can get apples. There are some apple orchards down in Forest Edge.
Is there any other fruit that grow in this region?
Pears, lots of pears.
Ah, really interesting.
Pears are a much colder fruit.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Okay, I'm thinking of some things that to bring money to this town.
Stuff like blueberries, cherries, grapes, peaches. They all can be grown in the cold.
My man's about to play. My man's about to play.
We are very well set financially.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they do have literal. This kingdom does have sharecroppers like southern United States post Civil War.
Oh okay.
Because they freed quote unquote all the slaves around here, but they still have jobs at their former plantations.
So it's like now you're serfs.
Yeah, now they're serfs. Now they're not chattel slaves, but they're serfs now.
That's the best we could
they
have
get
come up
treated
with at the
better.
moment. That's the best we could have come up for the moment.
It's a good transition. It's a transition.
I mean,
Before we
there's.
give them-
I was gonna say there's certainly in better conditions than before. But they are just serfs now, so they're basically the same thing.
However, I assume do they like regard us well because of that?
There's it's generally like, oh, it's a living now, rather
You know
than
what we can do?
rather than rather than oh, I hate being forced to do this. It's now like, well, now this is just my job.
Yeah.
But
No.
I guess
Panpost, the mayor of Forest Edge, is still terrible to them.
is he?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know Pampoth was bad.
He's terrible to them. He often gives them crazy hours. There's lots of disagreements over payment, etc., etc.
We just gotta rebrand them, guys.
He
We just
was
gotta-
the person who basically invited the Flame Fang in when they took over, saying like, okay, here, have your slave plantations here.
We just gotta call them essential workers.
Oh, when we talked to him about the slaves, he was like, I don't really care about slaves. You know, the Flame Fang came and, they were like, yeah, slaves a thing. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, he doesn't care if they're slaves or workers. That's pretty evil.
I didn't even know he was evil.
He is.
I thought he was a bit scummy, but not evil.
He is neutral evil.
Pog.
So whatever can benefit him the best.
Yes, he just wants money.
Thorlug's neutral good, right?
Thorlug is neutral good. Yes, he's traditionally based. He loves his people. He wants to do the best for them.
So yeah.
Wait, no,
long as
he's
his
a
people-
he's a paladin. He's lawful good.
Okay.
He's a paladin of
Can
Ruthar.
Can I have like a retroactive sense motive, like see how he feels about me?
About Ruthar?
Just like
Ruthar certainly thinks that
No.
you're what?
Thorlug.
Oh, Thorlug. Thorlug certainly thinks you're better than the Flame Fang.
And you've done literally nothing wrong to him, his people, or his tradition, so he's no reason to do anything bad to you.
So as long as I don't treat the dwarfs poorly,
Yes.
even if I'm doing evil shit, he probably won't resent me.
Yep, he cares, like, what's it called? He's very traditionally minded. He follows the teachings of Ruthar, which is to isolate yourself with your family and clan and just live your normal life.
But he's
Which
not
is-
an isolationist, because we
Uh,
spoke to him about that before.
Yep, that's why his clan was kicked out. He wanted to go out on the surface, his family did, and, make a living, but they now just own Deep Home, and it is a majority dwarven town, but they do, like, allow people in and trade and stuff like that.
Remember correctly, their only tavern literally had no bedrooms.
Yep, their only tavern had no bedrooms. They don't expect guests, to stay there.
Oh, well, okay. I gotta decide if I'm gonna fuck Alice or if Zarab's gonna fuck Alice.
Oh, are you talking about that lady who's, like, obsessed with you?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Gaxon, Basilius put a call out for a consort to, like, to get married, etc. But the only person that really came that was decent was this Alice Duststone lady, and she's, like, obsessed with Basilius now, and she's just been waiting in town for Basilius to marry her, because, like...
Basilius has basically been blue balling her.
I just imagine, like,
I've said hi to her every now and then, but I think she's like crazy obsessed.
I just imagine
Right?
when he first showed up, she was in this like beautiful, noble like attire.
I mean, Alice,
and now,
she is...
like
I
2
mean,
months later, she's still wearing the same attire, but it's been like.
Well, no, she
It's-
lives,
it's
what's it called?
dirty.
She lives in town.
Oh, okay.
She is, I mean, she's beautiful. She's a beautiful woman. Where is she? There she is.
Mm.
There she is. She's just a very beautiful,
She did-
fragile...
She is-
gnomes.
She worships Babylon as well. However, rather than being like, she's closer to just like chaotic evil. Despite that,
She's neutral evil.
Hmm. She's more obsessed with like tyranny and having incredible power over the aspect of Babylon I worship.
And what's it called? Basilius, you specifically focus on Babylon's interpretation in the God Claw, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, so you're following the God Claw and following just Babylon is a lot different. Not even religiously, but like ideologically.
Mm-hmm.
Because you focus on Babylon in the God Claw, but the God Claw also has a good god, and the God Claw also has a neutral god. They're just all lawful. Lawful is what they're all about.
I give praise to them every morning, but I don't actively worship them.
Yeah. The other gods being Horus and
And hey, look,
what?
whatever any other cleric of Babylon says, Babylon gave me "You're doing a great job, buddy."
God, it's been so long since we've talked about him. I've forgotten my god's name. One sec. Children of
Actually, didn't
Mahana,
do that.
lawful neutral, or Doom. Or Doom is the neutral one. Or Doom, Horus, and Babylon are the three brothers that form the God Claw.
So you
She
said
stopped
I could
Basilius at all?
take.
With Babylon being the youngest brother.
Pinky, you said I could take a what's the name? Somebody who has sex with a ruler. But-
Consort.
Yeah.
I mean, you could take. It depends on how you want them to be treated. You could take a concubine.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
I could like
You want a
take her.
harem?
I could take her without giving her the consort position, right?
Yeah. I mean, you could just have sex with her. Yeah. That's yeah. I mean, if you want, it's
like,
different. It's
Can I
different.
fuck it?
It's different. If you want to just have sex with her, you don't have to give her any position at all. If you want her to be your concubine, that means that you own her. Concubine is literally a sex slave.
She might be into that, TBH.
I mean, if you just want to have a child, you can just bang her and then tell her to leave or something.
Hello, Grim. We're talking about a very important subject.
However, your child would probably be stigmatized
Can't.
by being a bastard.
I can't believe you leave Grim out of these discussions. Y'all.
What if I took?
Grim, we're having a discussion. We did some roleplay. We're about to leave, but we're having a discussion about Alice Duststone. You remember her?
Every time we have session, I forget that I need to have a child.
It is literally the only thing that is holding your guys' pack together because it has to be passed down. Which by the way, technically means that all of you need to have children. Rasmus included, Zach included. Or Grim included.
Adopted or biological.
No. We stipulated that as long as the original is alive or in any form of undeath. So Merasmus doesn't need to have a child, he just needs to obtain immortality.
And Zach, unless you become immortal, you're not gonna live forever, my dude.
I will. Until I go crazy.
Merasmus will likely live for a long time. Gaxum is not part of the pact, so is therefore not stipulated to any of the contractual shit.
Oh, I thought he was gonna.
I was actually gonna add him to the contract after
this mission.
He proves himself. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
This mission. I want to approach.
They have
Alice,
okay. You want to approach Alice?
All right, guys. Time to get my dick wet.
Ow.
Somebody quote him on that, please.
I will say, let's leave tomorrow before I head out.
Okay. Alice, as you walk, Alice is sitting. She's in her dress, and she's sitting on this crate, sort of just looking out at the town.
The town's much livelier recently, isn't it?
She turns. She's like, "Oh, my Lord Basilius." She gets up and gives like a curtsy. He says, "Are you having a good morning?"
Yeah, this is about midday of the day I got tortured, I think. The scars have faded, right?
They're under your skin. You were struck repeatedly by lightning. No, they're under your clothes.
Okay. That's fine. It's been a very rough morning.
He says,
But
like, still smoking.
Hmm.
He says, I apologize for that. She's very shy. Towards you specifically.
How has your life been faring this past few months, Alice?
Oh, I have been alright. My mother and father have been more critical of my pursuits of late. They believe I should settle down and marry someone they wish instead.
Do they not believe?
Oh, they are simply worried about how long it has been since I was called. But I'm not giving up hope.
It's been a very busy past few months between the boogeyman, the Hell Knights, and all the lot.
Yes, I have been approached and spoken to by many of the Hell Knights here. They were wondering what I was doing up here so often. I have also gotten to know Drellin and Miri very well.
How was your conversations with them, God?
Oh, it was mostly just of convenience, seeing as I have been waiting here for so long. I had no one else to speak to.
Have you? The two of them are always here speaking. Have you heard much of their conversations?
Oh, no. I mostly just speak to them when I'm not usually listening when they're not speaking to me. She says, you are out and about very often. I saw you traveling with that gnome. What are you up to these days, my lord?
I am continuing my plans of expansion. We are headed towards Lakeside on the morrow.
Oh, well, I certainly wish you luck. You have been out and about quite lately. It's certainly strange for a lord to be so active and travel so much.
I don't like delegating things. Kingdoms where the king sits back and watches are the ones that crumble the most.
I agree, my lord. She gives a very sycophanty nod.
I'm pretty sure she doesn't understand the word you're saying.
I don't think she's dumb.
She's
No, I'm not saying it's more like
She is ever so slightly above average intelligence. Well,
is there anything I could do to help you, my lord?
Would you care to come inside and speak? Kind of just gesture towards the manor.
Oh, of course. Yes, I'll do so. She follows you along.
Right, head inside.
All right, a sec.
Hey, Tanky, what's the... we joked about this before, but what's the opinion on harems in the region?
There is no opinion. Harem is a very Kalashite thing. It would certainly be seen as weird, but it's not like taboo. It's just that no one really does it. It's technically not something that it would definitely be seen as weird. That's all I can say. But it's not like against any sort of local tradition. Usually marriage is very sacred, especially because like one of the main gods of this planet is a god of motherhood.
Okay. Also, so this is something I would have laid out when I was building the kingdom. I think generally consorts serve in the count's place when he's not around, right?
No, that would be the
Count's aide?
Yeah.
What powers does a consort normally have?
A consort, let me check. Kingdom building. Kingdom rolls. A consort, you spend time attending court. Wait.
Of course.
We're not doing that.
Oh, Gaxon played it.
Yeah, that wasn't me. The consort
I thought that
spends,
was you.
the consort speaks with vising nobles. She tours the kingdom to lift the spirits of the people. She's basically a figurehead.
Oh, okay.
She adds half her charisma to your kingdom's loyalty. And if you die, the consort acts as a ruler until the heir or another person takes over, like a regency.
Okay. So specifically for that rule, can I have had it so that my counselor or not counselor, Zarab takes over if I die until my hair is old enough?
Sure.
Okay. Cool.
By the way, Gaxum, I've answered you in the chat.
All right, Basilius, you step in.
Oh, hey, look, it's Zarab.
Yep.
So busy. Do you guys not have a life outside of sitting at this table?
Kevin is walking around on top of this bookshelf, and Gaxum is desperately trying to convince him to come down.
I have a question. Why has this is specifically for you, Inertia? Why has Gaxum been spending so much time in the manor?
He prefers it. You showed him what luxury is, and he can't.
If I'm gonna say this word for word. If Basilius would ask me the same thing, yeah, man, he lived in a shack and also was a broke farm boy. So.
Gaxum lives in an attic, and also he doesn't know anyone else in town.
That's fair. And up until this point, he's pretty much lived out of that little wagon. So, like, this is an upgrade. So he's like, I'm going to stay inside as much as possible.
Alice says, oh, this is certainly a very nice manor, my lord.
Alright, come, let's speak upstairs. I want to kind of just grab a chair as I walk by.
All right. Lifts her dress to climb the stairs.
I'll throw a chair here, and then
Okay.
take a seat.
She takes a seat.
I'm gonna go get flowers.
I'm gonna try to. I want to try sneaking around to see if I can hear what they're saying. But
Kevin
you should hear my
Kevin
thoughts.
flies from the bookshelf to the fireplace.
Kevin, no, come here.
You know, for something that's your own creation, you don't have a lot of control over it.
That's the point.
Did that thing just talk to me?
You can't understand it. It just
Oh,
squawks.
Kevin, watch your. Don't use that language. We're in the presence of a lord.
Okay, we cut over to Alice takes a seat. Says, all right. This is where you wanted to speak.
Alright. Well, I figured, as you've been astute enough to notice, I spend much time outside of the town. And I figured it's about time to stop having you wait for me.
Oh, she sort of perks up. She says, oh, really?
I am looking to finally give you the title of consort. He says very, matter-of-factly.
She's very visibly excited.
However, the first matter of business, as you're aware, God, this is so weird to say.
No one put it in the out of context.
The first matter of business is, as I'm traveling so much, danger is fraught, and I've had a few near-death experiences on my last few outings. I believe I am in need of a heir to the kingdom.
Oh, she says, well, that was the plan, right? Once we were married.
My brain shut off, fuck.
Austin cannot talk to girls.
I can't talk to people.
She says,
I forgot what I was going to say. Fuck. Okay, let me grab a bottle.
Hey, girl. Lay down your smoothest lines, bro.
you don't even
Come
have
on,
to.
Lord.
You don't even have to seduce her. This is an arranged marriage.
Yes, I know.
You don't have to love her. It's super
You
easy.
can literally point to the bed and she'll probably get the hint.
That's exactly what I'm thinking on how I phrase it. Like, all right, well, let's fuck now.
I gotta go. Can we just wrap this up?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how I phrase. Let's fuck and get you impregnated to get the ball rolling, and then we can have any ceremonies later when I return from Lakeside.
That's a big scandal. That is a big
Just
scandal.
rip the band-aid off and say it just like that.
What did you say, Tinky?
I said that would be a scandal.
Would it?
To have a for a lord to have a child before they're married, yes.
No, but not if you don't have the child until after you're married. Procreate before marriage. Is sex before marriage a scandal? Even if
You
you're,
could have-
even if the marriage is planned.
If a marriage is planned, then no. But if it came out to be public beforehand, yes, it would be.
You could have Azrael marry you right now. He is a cleric.
I know. Okay, first of all, I'm a cleric of undeath. I know no ceremonial marriage rites.
Eh. This marriage is gonna die anyway, so it's perfect.
Oh, wow.
Well,
I want to give you points for the decent pun, but
Also,
God, man,
there's literally a god of marriage.
well, I'll be frank. I would like the Sarah to begin the process of marriage immediately, and attempt to try for a child as soon as possible. In addition, I suppose ahead of time you'll need to be aware Babylon has granted me transformative powers, so any child we bear will be a half-fiend.
She says, I am honored and blessed to bear a child that is so tied to our Lord. Are you sure that the Black Prince would appreciate this without his mother's blessing?
Oh,
Wait, is that an actual question I have to consider, Tanky, or is it just her being a spaz?
Usually, when nobility are wed and married, Mahenna is a priest of Mahenna is to bless the wife before before any sort of child, etc. can happen. That's tradition. It's not needed. And like every god that you guys worship here is a child of Mahenna.
Oh, so you just need. Do you need a priest of Mahenna or a priest of a child of Mahenna?
Technically, a priest of a child Mahenna could work, but
Rob, get up here.
most women specifically want a blessing from the mother before they become a mother.
Do we have an actual priest of Mahenna in town that's not the crazy paladins?
There are probably people who worship Mahenna in town. I don't think you have an official priest of Mahenna. I was about to say Mahenna's like her spheres are specifically two of them are motherhood and marriage.
Well, I know it is tradition to have a priest of Mahenna bless you.
It is also this is completely unrelated. Actually, no, it's kind of related. It is the power of Mahenna that essentially wanes and waxes reproductive cycles.
yeah. Bow, bow.
So, literally, if you are blessed by Mahenna, there is a better chance that you will have a child.
Oh, actually, Tanky, we discredited the paladin.
Yes.
Did a bunch of her followers kind of just scatter into the towns?
Several of them did. Most of them were basically just like, hey, take the hit. But many of them did leave, yes.
So there should be, like a clerics of Mahenna in town.
There actually, likely, there is probably a cleric of Mahenna in town, yes. A priestess.
Well, I'll try and arrange the process immediately. There should be a few priests of Mahenna in town after the scattering of the cult, if it's what pleases you.
Was Grim here during the discussions of all this? What he's doing right now, or
This was not discussed.
oh, okay.
Other things
This
were
is the
discussed.
spur of the moment because I keep forgetting I need to have a child.
Yeah, all I see is Grim saying that he wants to go pick flowers for success or pull sweets if failure.
Grim's also gonna look for a cleric of Mahenna.
Grim knows.
Yeah.
He
So
smells
the
it.
minute I'm pretty sure Grim knew the minute he saw you walking in with her in the house.
I mean, everyone knew immediately.
That's what she exists for.
Alright, so. Well, would we like to do that before we leave, or wait until afterwards? Watch this be the mission that Basilius dies on, by the way.
Yeah, I do want, actually, knowing that there's like many factions at work, I do kind of want to do this beforehand, just in case.
Alright,
Basilius is very kingdom minded.
so you want to be married, and then
have your marriage blessed by a priestess of Mahenna, and then bang your wife,
And then leave, yeah.
and then leave.
And
Okay.
then leave her.
Can you, let's see, can we set that all up in a day? Let me check.
I don't think more.
I
I
actually
don't
have
think
to,
anyone has a problem if we leave a few days later.
I actually have to pull up the Book of Erotic Fantasy. Because there's wedding prices in there.
And we could probably take care of it with a build point.
True.
Build points
You
aren't
could,
gold.
you could also, I mean, you could also literally make the town pay for your wedding. That's literally something that nobles did all the time. They just imposed a tax for their wedding.
What a dick move.
It is
It's
literally.
alright, they're just paying to attend.
Look, it's actually you say that, but we do not levy any taxes on our citizens.
Yeah, this citizen.
Oh, that's true.
This
That
town is
wasn't
complete.
Gaxum.
This town is completely tax free.
Oh, that was me. That wasn't Jackson. But yeah, but yes, fair point.
All right.
That was actually there was taxes before. This month forward, there are no taxes. We just changed that law.
Yeah, taxes were super inefficient.
No taxes, but everybody's forced to go to this wedding. They have to pay center.
I'm pretty sure most people would be like, "Oh, so
We're like, party?
I'm sure no one would mind. Like, hey, you guys are gonna pay for this wedding in taxes. And
Oh,
then
man.
no taxes ever again."
Do you guys know there's rules for magical STDs?
I did
What's
not
a
know
magic
that.
STD?
So I have this book we use for these kinds of rules. It's called the Book of Erotic Fantasy. It's a not safe for work 3.5 official book that has like all the rules for pregnancy and etc. and all that shit.
Sorry for
Wow.
slowing down the Lakeside plan, by the way.
It's
I
fine.
Just keep forgetting.
All right. Let's see. Pregnancy rules. So humans are considered a moderately fertile race. Meaning they have normal fertility, not like goblins, kobolds. Let's see. So, oh my god, there's like so many rules for this. So, would you like an actual scene for your wedding? Because we can do that. We can do that later if you give me time. I don't have a wedding planned.
I actually don't care. So no.
You want to just have like a short ceremony, like, okay, here, you're wedded. You're wed now.
Mm-hmm.
That can be off screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
The wedding can happen off screen.
Okay. Okay. So, first things first. The wedding is announced on the first day. Then by the second day, it's set up. Do you want to just have it the next day?
On the third day?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. This will cost you. Do you want to levy a tax on town or pay straight from BP?
How much is it?
It is 2 BP. For a nice
what-
for a nice wedding.
What's the effect of?
It will give a temporary -2 loyalty for this month.
Oh, that's fine.
All right. So
that gives us a 5% failure chance on the loyalty check next month.
hopefully that doesn't come to bite you in the ass.
Well, no. That we still only fail on a nat 1, which is exactly the same as before.
Hey, you know
Our
what?
citizens are incredibly loyal
It's like,
somehow.
you know, I was gonna be not mean, but that guy did make us pay for his wedding.
Yeah, he removed taxes and then made us pay for the wedding. What a dick.
Let's see. Hey, we couldn't pay for the wedding with taxes, so we gotta do this. Okay, so Alice Duststone becomes your consort. Alice Duststone. She adds half of Charisma mod, which is 3 divided by 2, rounded down is 1, to your loyalty. It actually puts your loyalty back up to 31 because having a consort gives you loyalty.
Yeah, having a consort gives you 2 loyalty, and then the stats of your consort gives you +1 loyalty.
Lamau.
So yes, there's a nice little ceremony. Everyone's happy. I do. You may kiss the bride, etc., etc. There is then a ceremony. I actually have the ceremony written down. I've never had players get married in this game before. I've had players marry each other, but it was more like a, "Hey, we're about to die. Do you want to get married right now?" Like
That's
in
what
the
Grim
middle,
wished would happen to him.
in the middle of combat marriage.
Like spur of the moment type shit.
Yeah, it's never been like a planned marriage. So, all right.
Next step, we gotta find Grim a bride. Oh, and no, Zareb and Grim.
All right. So, and then you would like to try for a child.
Yes.
All right. I have to roll some stuff.
I will dick her down that night.
That makes
Preferably with a like spell cast on us for increased fertility or something.
I technically do have that spell. But I promise you
know...
that you don't have the money for a scroll. Wait, no, you do. It's only a 2nd level spell.
Yeah. We can, if there's a cleric of Mahina in town, we can just pay to have them cast it on us, which will be substantially cheaper.
All right. That gives you a plus 25 to the D100 roll for having a kid. All right, so there is.
It costs 160 gold to have it cast on us.
Yes. So there is a 75% chance that your wife will become pregnant tonight. All right, let me just roll this.
Oh no, it only costs 80 gold.
So 1 to 75, you pass. Okay, there you go. Let's see. Any other modifiers? Nope. Alright.
Is that a fail?
No, that's a pass. It was 1 to 75 pass. There you go.
I knocked a bitch up.
I'm just gonna post this in the
Quotes out of context.
out of context quotes.
Just a follow up.
You know, this is out of character, and this is just funny for me to thinking. It's sort of weird and morbid to have a cleric of undeath at a wedding.
Well, even the Cleric of Undeath, pretty much all the Mahennite gods venerate Mahenna in some way. She literally is their mother.
Probably
She's
also objectively the savior of the world.
Yeah. I'm just thinking.
Probably
like,
the only people who don't is the clerics of Goenna. Like Goenna being the daughter, the oldest daughter of Mahenna who betrayed her and was.
Then we fight her cultists.
Yeah, you fought some of her cultists in Forest Edge.
Yeah, Grim. If I remember correctly, Grim devoured one quite literally.
What?
Yes, the Princess of Lies.
Remember when you chased that poor bastard up and down the hill and then
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I full on bored him.
Did not like that. Gross. Bad cat. Is Grim back from his shopping trip for flowers?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you had a wedding, Grim shows up with just the flowers and realizes he's been upstaged by the entire town.
He left town for 3 days to gather the flowers and then returned for the wedding.
Came back and the wedding is like just ending.
Oh. I'm gonna put flower petals on the stairs. And then a cold sweet
Did
dessert
you-
on the
Basilius,
table if so.
Basilius, did you actually move your tokens to the bed?
What? Yeah.
Alright. I will now put Alice in the manor. She's chilling out here now.
Is she gonna be here all the time now?
Pretty sure.
He says after a 3-day wedding ceremony.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you.
That's
if you
literally
didn't
like
realize it-
like what you say when your dad gets a new stepmom.
You have seen Do half fiends gestate quicker?
No.
Damn.
Half
They
fiends.
age quicker though, right?
Yeah, they become mature by 10. And
wow.
and they live indefinitely.
Goodbye, Dad.
If this game for some reason goes 10 years in game, you'll have like an actual kid.
I mean, if we last 10 years, and Basilius dies, I am using my child as my backup character.
Nice.
All right. After that wedding ceremony, are we heading out? Anything else?
Yeah.
Would anyone like to do anything else?
Nope.
Would you like to get anyone else pregnant?
Well, now that you mention it, there are those streetwalkers around, right?
Streetwalkers.
You mean prostitutes?
Yes.
There are prostitutes. Yes, there are prostitutes in this town.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding.
And they do cost gold. And it's not like a small amount of gold.
No,
It's like
I'm
a-
sure, I'm sure if you offer them a noble villa, they'll be like, yeah, I'll be your...
Then why not just pay the prostitute then? If you're gonna instead give them an entire villa, just pay them the gold.
Grim, if you're just looking to, have a little fun, I can modify that skull over there.
Oh, I thought you were about to say I
Oh,
can
that
do
is
it.
Okay, first of all, I literally hang around dead corpses. That is disgusting.
I legitimately thought you were about to offer to be his bottom bitch.
I'm so glad that Marasmus is the not horny character here.
Well, mostly because remember, he considers himself literally like unmarriable since his appearance.
You
Marasmus
also
has
gotta keep in mind,
Marasmus
Grim
has
is
very low
literally
self-
a teenager.
It's like Marasmus has very low
Oh.
self-image.
Yeah. Well,
He's
from literally
17. No, didn't you just say you turned 18 throughout the course of the adventure?
Yeah,
Because it's been like 4 months.
still a teenager.
It's hard to tell because Grim is never in his human form anymore.
yeah.
Even
I
in
love-
his human form, he was a fucking JoJo's character.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
he
like
was-
ripped and hairy.
Yeah, this man was fucking built like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay, gang.
Wait,
We
you
leave
have a
for
human form?
Lakeside.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you've
I just
never seen
assumed
his
you were a
human
beast
form.
man.
No, he never has. As I was saying, like, literally from childhood, when Marasmus has been put down from his general appearance to just everything about
Marasmus
himself.
has a poor self-image. Poor Marasmus. He needs to go see a therapist.
Man,
You mean
how?
Azrael?
Everyone in this campaign needs a therapist.
But, hey, Basilius is fine, other than the, like...
Yeah.
Now,
not fine parts of him.
Basilius is like one bad thing away from like full megalomaniac. Let's see. So, gang, we're gonna travel 6 days to Lakeside.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to let's see, 2 days, and then we'll see if something happens.
Do I need to roll survival?
No, because at this point you can just take major roads.
Okay.
And also, you don't need to hunt for food as much since I can just create food and water with a spell I got.
Yeah.
Random question, Tanky. Would it theoretically be faster to go to Raymount and then boat around it?
No, because you'd still have to cross the river.
No. Well, that only takes like 30 minutes.
Let's see. No, because if you were here and then go to Raymount, and then that's 4 tiles, it'd be literally the same exact time. And also, you'd have to hope that you can just dock at Lakeside and no one will stop
Yeah.
you.
Alright, yeah. We're at Lakeside.
Let me grab... Oh, not you, Basilius.
Oh, I have a question for our scout. So he went through the area. Would he have told us if the Republicans stopped him when he was traveling down the road?
He was completely unseen.
Oh.
He was using stealthy shit. We are not.
I'll say, yeah, you guys just walk in and he was hiding and looking at people through spy glasses.
Interesting.
He's entirely just scouting the region for you.
He's one of Andre's minions.
He was-
Also, if Basilius says so, Grim will take his human form. If he feels it's better for
Well,
interaction.
we have 2 undead with us.
Okay.
I don't think we need to.
Yeah, trust me. People are going to be asking pretty much a lot of questions.
Okay, everyone can move to the Lakeside map if you wish.
Lakeside. Let's enter from this tile.
You have to enter from this tile then.
How
Or
do I
this
get-
tile, it's up to you.
There, here.
How do you
Unless
want
we-
Gaxum, you go to the top right, see where it says select map, and then select the one that says Lakeside.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
Roach City.
Okay, let me put your tokens up here. You can still roll while on the map. Alright, and when we start leaving the road, Grim, if you want to make survival checks to move them faster through, you may. Because at this point you start following the forest edge, as you see...
Forest Edge.
that is literally what the town is named after, yes.
That's 27.
Something probably on the road I would ask.
Alright. Yep,
Gas it.
you lead them quickly along, and then eventually, in the distance, you can see the town, and nearby, the crumbling wooden fort.
And you said that was Republic, right?
That is what your scouts said, yes. And you can see that there is a flag that is on the nearby tower. I can pull the flag up.
Yep, Republic.
One sec, let me...
Minimize it.
Here. That marks the flag. Yep, that is the...
Oh!
You can see... What?
Oh, I just realized. Gaxum's here. That means I have a new potential contractee. If we need a devil army.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can see that flying from the stone tower nearby are several of the former flags of the former Scardale Republic.
Let's
see
avoid that for
anybody on
now.
the road, or like any people might be coming towards us at all.
No one's coming right at you, no. It's still about an hour's walk to the fort. But you can see the fort is situated right on the entry road.
So what do you guys want to do first? Are you guys want to head into one of the towns?
Yeah, head down here, and then head into the. I assume this is like where the main city is.
That is a military fort. This is the city out here.
So yeah, these are the
Yes.
cities. So we just have to choose one of the two.
I mean,
That fort is significantly newer than the city itself.
Okay, let's head into the city then, from like this angle.
All right. Okay, 1 hour travel. 2 hour travel. And then we reach the city's edge. All right. See that?
Oh, does the city wants me to hide my dead at all, or it doesn't matter?
Hide the perforator. Yeah, just hide them, I guess, for now, until we get the lay of the land.
How are you gonna hide them?
Just tell the perforator to dig a tunnel somewhere and sit in it.
Yeah, he could have the perforator just follow no, because it's blind when it's underground, right?
Yeah, it doesn't have tremor sense. It had tremor sense when it was alive.
Damn, that would have been great. But it loses all its special abilities when it becomes an undead.
Yep.
Like, I think there's no hiding these fuckers. That's one of the bad things of having them. There's no way in hiding these two dudes.
All right. You can see that
This part of town right about here. You see what I'm pointing at?
Mm-hmm.
This part of town here is mostly burnt down. And as you approach, you don't really see anyone about living here.
Let's head deeper in.
Alright, we move in.
You can have the undead wait here. If there's no one living here.
True. I can just try to. Is there any house that looks like it's not completely turned into rubble?
Let me bring you to the map. As you walk deeper in, you reach sort of central neighborhood. One sec. Or what clearly was once a central neighborhood.
But the conversation I think I would have with Gaxum on the road is like how much control he has actually over his owl.
It's near sentient. I built it that way.
I actually want to try creating sentient undead one day. Currently, I just
How did you
have.
give it sentience? Did you transfer another's soul into it?
Well, it's not sentient. It's as close to sentient as I could potentially create.
Kevin kind
It
of
still
looks.
has basic functions.
Everyone can see that Kevin does like follow you guys as you speak, like with its face. Like it clearly understands what you're saying, but it can't really speak back to you guys.
Who's a
The
pretty
closest
bird?
I'm not quite sure how robotics work.
Hell, all I remember is that this idiot over here pointing at Grim drank something he wasn't supposed to, and was slowly turning into a freaking Tinker toy.
Please don't eat Kevin.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Kevin he devoured. It was something else.
It was the
It's also
voice
so-
of God.
All right.
Also, the
This-
reason.
by
I'm
the way,
missing
this music is quiet, and the ambience here is quiet, so you want to turn it up a little bit.
he points to his like hand that's missing two fingers. That's also the reason I'm missing these two.
You put the two undead in a nearby small burnt house, and you begin walking. Tell me when you're loaded in.
Loaded.
Loaded.
All right.
8 out of 9. Oh, there we go. Loaded.
Clearly, you can see that as you look around. Most of the damage here was. I can put them in here. Yeah, good idea. Most of the damage, if not all the damage here, was caused by some sort of large fire.
You know a bit about engineering and structure design, do you not, Gatsum?
Ah, yes. This place is not structurally sound.
I can tell that much. Can you make out if this seemed to be purposeful arson?
Ah, let me take a look.
Yeah, give me a roll.
Guidance.
You can tell clearly that, you can't tell really what started the fire, but this was all one fire. That just spread from house to house.
I don't know exactly the cause. Could be magical, could it be just somebody lighting something, could even be lightning, really. But I do know that it started here and seems to have traveled around and got the entire town on fire.
In the distance, you can hear gentle, but piercing cracks, presumably from rifle fire.
I want to fly up into the air and
Alright.
look at it from a distance.
As you zoom up, you can see that ahead in the alleys, you can see figures moving about.
I'll drop back to the earth. There's gunfights going on. Keep the undead nearby.
Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna make them move from house to house.
Yep. You can see that as you see more distant cracking, you can see, one sec, Marasmus, don't move like that.
Oh, sorry.
I say, because, yeah, once you step out into this way, you can start seeing it. You see crows fly from one of the nearby houses up, and you see, one sec, I will put...
I am up on the roof, by the way.
Yep, I know, you land up there.
He is the crow.
Okay, you can see that there is a group of maybe 2 or 3 young men exchanging fire with another group of 2 or 3 young men. Sec, I will put them on the map.
By the way, Kevin's just sitting on a house. I'm not sure if you know this.
He's perched. The fly over here.
Kevin is not a combat companion.
Now he's a recon.
Oh yeah, forgot. Sorry.
He is
Maybe one day.
Just make a mega big Kevin.
No, eventually I'd like to put like a weapon on him of some sort that would be like he can fire it once, but it's like a glass cannon shot. So it's like if it hits, it's great. But
put a sniper on him.
yeah, basically make him a sniper out.
Grim, Daxum, or Azrael, you can hear it, but Basilius, you can actually see it because this house here has no roof. There are, what you can see is, actually you can just see, because this roof is here, you can just see these guys. 3 people, they look like civilians, they're just wearing civilian clothes, with maybe like scraps of leather armor. They are taking cover and firing flintlocks at another force, which is firing back with something much more, probably muskets. They are firing as well as sort of retreating slowly.
I want to.
Oh, you can continue.
Oh, I want to like signal for everyone to move forward, and then I want to quickly fly over to this roof and
Okay.
land with a flourish. You'd like to switch me to devil skin? Let's see if we can put a stop to this fight
You
immediately.
know, I think I technically just flanked these poor guys, so they're gonna be for a treat.
Okay, you land. And you can see that there are people in scattered military garb firing muskets at these citizens who are firing back. One of them takes a small bottle and throws it, and it smashes into a small puddle of black oil.
Just oil, or is it alchemical fire?
No, it's a sizzling black tar.
Oh wow! you should do some chemical burn type stuff.
Gaxum, are you moving?
Yes.
Right, once Gax
Remember,
moves,
he's
I will try and intimidate everyone.
All right,
Wait,
you
which-
land.
what's it called? Oh wait, where am I? Oh, I fucking blended in. Sorry.
You are
as you-
pasty white, just like the background.
As you
Yeah.
smash and land, one of the young men points up at the roof and says, "A monster there!"
I will yell out, "Cease your fighting!" Kind of flourish my lightsaber out. My wings spread.
The men sort of take cover but keep their flintlock pistols by their side, whereas the men in military garb sort of raise their rifles and point them at you. So one of them yells out, "Who the hell are you?"
I will kind of slowly walk along the roof forward. I am the count of a nearby region. What is the scuffle about?
What's it called? One of the men yells out. He says, "These freaks, these bandits, we're getting them out of here." One of them yells out. He says, one of the guys with the rifles yells out and says, "This place belongs to the Grand Marshal. We're having these civilians disperse."
Who is the Grand Marshal? I'm gonna kind of wait.
One of this guys sort of interrupts. He says,
want to kind of motion my hand for everyone else to come forward as well.
This footman lunges back when Azrael enters, and he points the gun at him.
Come on, that's no way to address somebody. And he,
I'm here to speak to the rulers of official affairs.
There is no
Alright.
ruler anymore. Just bandits and Republic officials.
I want you kind of just jump off the roof and land here.
These guys back up. These two point their rifles at you. This guy takes off. He just runs.
Yeah.
Well,
I
wow.
am creating a situation where they can get away. But they seem to be civilians. In any case, the scuffle seems to be over. Do they have any insignias on them?
They are wearing, they're torn up and sort of dirty, but they're wearing Republic soldier uniforms.
What is the Republic doing here? I do not believe this region belongs to you all.
Republic is just here because they have to be.
And who is this Grand Marshal?
He's the general of our forces here. He's trying to bring stability to this place. These damn civvies out here thinking they can rule this place by themselves. The men sort of scrounge you back. This one turns around and points a flintlock right at the you, Gaxon.
Whoa,
Back up, back up. I'm trying to get out of here.
Okay, I'm here.
Two just take off.
I don't trying to bring stability by executing all of the civilians.
They ain't civilians. They're armed. You saw it. They were shooting at us. Look, I'm not here to debate this with you. We gotta get back and report to the Grand Marshal. These guys, they put their guns away. We're not here to fight some noble from a different region. Let's go, guys. These guys pack their guns up, and they're looking like they're just ready to leave to the north.
Do we let them? I don't. Do we have any more questions? I don't want to
No.
question them more, but
unless they can give us the name of the Grand Marshal, then I don't think.
did we have a name for the ruler of this place beforehand?
No, you have no info.
So what's happened to the ruler of this town? I say, kind of following behind them.
I mean, it was just the Republic, and then, you know, the Red Rocks, but the Republic dealt with them pretty quick until the Grand Marshal came along.
Well, I suppose I'll be following you and just speak to this Grand Marshal then.
That's, if that's what you want, yeah. It's your death sentence, buddy. No one's allowed to approach the fort.
They'll kill foreign diplomats on sight?
I mean, maybe. We've never had a foreign diplomat. Just Republic officials and those weird Razmiri freaks.
The priests of Razmir are allowed in?
No, we shoot them too. We're not really in the business of spreading heresies. Says, the Grand Marshal isn't really a religious man, but we're bringing stability and peace here, now that the Republic has obviously failed in its duties.
So you wear Republic gear?
Oh, he says, He kind of looks at the insignia like he doesn't realize. He's like, oh, yeah, I guess we still wear this stuff, but we all gave up the Republic a long time ago. The armor's just the best kind of armor we got.
Oh. Hmm. Dissenters, then?
Deserters, I guess. When the Grand Marshal, you know, when the forces here split, the Grand Marshal took us and we realized that the Republic wasn't really doing anything here besides bringing more violence and failing to rule this region. So we're the ones that kicked out the Red Rocks.
Are they truly gone?
The Red Rocks? Yeah, we executed all of them. At least, I think so. About a week ago, we took the leader and his crew down, and they scattered.
Hmm. Not much information on this place has been spreading recently. I suppose that's why.
Yeah, the Republic is pretty good at figuring out who comes in and out along the roads. They usually warn people away. This is a war zone, after all. Okay, as you are continuing to walk, as he's speaking, you see... I'll bring you to this. You see there is a large place of land that is just scorched. It's just burnt land, palisades, spikes, and then in the distance there is this fort up on a hill with towers. He says, you probably shouldn't follow us. If you're not wearing the insignia, you'll get shot.
If I do wear the insignia?
I mean, they probably won't shoot you, but they'll probably shoot you when they can see your face. They all motion to their hair. It says, it's easier when you shave your head.
Ah.
That's what I was sort of curious.
They
about
start
that.
what's it called? They start their jog across this sort of no man's land like area.
Tell the Grand Marshal that there's a diplomat here to see him.
Yeah, sure.
I expect a response, or else the war zone will have a new figure.
Says, one of them turns around and he says, okay then, what's your name?
Basilius Alzaria of Chandler Cross.
Alright, I'll write it down. He takes a small piece of paper out and writes something. Alright, stay safe. Watch out for those townsfolk. He continues jogging. And you watch as they jog and climb small hills, inclines. They sort of go through holes in barbed wire. And they jog up the hill to the fort.
Grim will step up to Basilius.
That was
They
better than
seem well.
expected.
Yeah, they seem well behaved. They would make a great asset to our military if we have them join us.
We should investigate these civilians. They're also armed and working against. I wish to stay here, so in case we receive word of the other, from the deserters. I want to look at Azrael. And anyone else.
Azrael and I will go and talk if you wish. Gexon can stay here with you.
Alright, I'll wait here. Gaxum, you may go with or stay if you wish.
I will stay. That's fine.
Alright. I'll kind of post up in an area and just kind of wait.
Alright. The undead coming into the actual part of the city that has people.
I want to bring him along for extra muscle just in case, but at the same time, I know it's going to cause real problems.
You could just tell them to stay here and guard Basilius.
True. So yeah, I'm just going to leave him here.
Yeah,
for
tell
now.
them to follow any orders I give them.
Yeah.
Alright, the zombies motionlessly just kind of sit down and do nothing. And you and Grim start jogging into the part of the town to the east. One sec.
Don't you love splitting the party?
Okay, let me grab you guys and bring
Yes,
you
I
to
do.
an actual part of the city.
Wow, wow.
Splitting the party is when the most fun happens.
True. But now we lost our biggest form of charisma.
What?
Now we've
Okay,
lost our biggest
You
form of
go
charisma.
through the burnt neighborhoods until you find a neighborhood that is actually not burnt down, surrounded by other burnt down neighborhoods.
By the way, great way of having him see me freak. Damn.
What was that?
Great way to remind Azrael of his pale skin.
I mean, you're pretty scary looking.
Yeah, I do look like a literal freaking corpse, so.
It's not going to help that you have a literal demon following you, basically.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Okay, as you begin wandering down, you see. One sec, I gotta populate this area. This is a relatively. You can see that it was once a relatively nice looking neighborhood, but you don't see any nobles or rich merchants. You see just regular people going in and out of these buildings, working, building stuff up, and you can see more of these armed civilians. One sec. Let me grab them. Alright, as you walk through, when you guys reach this sort of area here, you are immediately stopped by some burlier looking men. You can see that they wield flintlocks as well as what's their other weapon? On their backs they have falchions.
Ah.
Hmm.
As you guys sort of walk down, one of the townsmen sort of backs up and sort of looks at you while these guys approach. They put their hands on their holsters. He says, one of them walks up and says, "Hold there. Can I help you?"
Okay, like, out of character to Grim specifically. We're just here, like, to gather any form of information we can, right?
Do whatever you want here.
That's not something
Basilius told you to go see what's up with him.
You can see that there are even more armed civilians. In fact, you can see that more of the civilians are armed than not. And they are going about their business. In the background, you see one of these soldiers, the civilian soldiers, is just, what's it called? He's sitting down and sort of trimming this bush here. This guy sort of steps up when you don't answer him immediately. Hello?
Simply exploring this area.
Exploring.
We wish to get both. We wish to get both sides of the story. We've already talked to the Republic.
This guy looks at
Infidels.
you. This guy looks at you very strangely. What is this thing?
Oh, right. He doesn't look like always like that. He just likes to stay in this shape. It's comfortable to him.
What is this thing?
You,
I am a beast, nothing more.
It is not safe for a lycanthrope to be traveling around.
He's well behaved.
I'm just here as protection.
You don't
The
need any protection from
diplomat.
us. We're just trying to live our lives here.
Speaking of that, what happened back there? Any points just generally back here to the burnt part of the town?
Oh. Yeah, only some of the town is still standing. When the Red Rocks were ousted, they started some fires. It burned out of control, and the Republic wasn't able to organize a firefighting force fast enough. So now all that's left is these gated manor communities, so we kicked out the people who used to live here. Now we live here.
And the fort that's up a ways, who does that belong to?
Well, that's the Grand Marshal, they call him. He came here with the Republic, and there was looks like there was some kind of civil war within the Republic forces.
Civil War, you say?
Yeah, we have sometimes both of them come around. You know, Republic gives us some supplies. The Grand Marshal sometimes gives us some weapons. You know, sometimes we get in scuffles with both at the same time. Just depends on the kind of mood of the officer, I guess. Doesn't really matter. We don't really need either of them anyway. We got plenty of food here. Plenty, you know, guns.
Would you like a hand ousting these people?
I'm sure they'll kill themselves off any other way. He says, plus we'd have to order a committee to even do that.
A committee?
Yeah. He motions, he says, no one's really in charge here. We just kind of do our own thing.
Getting each other's way and go about your day. I can stand by that.
Yeah? Don't need no lords, don't need no republic. We've plenty of fine, we were plenty fine before the bandits, before the collapse. Or, during the collapse. The only issue is that we can't really access the lake anymore. Here, walk with me. My name is, one sec.
Oh, art change time.
Not our change time. His name is Paolo.
I'm Azrael, and my companion here is Grim.
Well, nice to meet you. I'm Paolo. I'm head of the, committee watch here. At least this week, I mean.
So you elect your leaders weekly?
Oh, it's like a, what's it called?
Rotation?
Rotation, yeah.
Ah, it's more of a job than any. Oh, more, what's the word I'm trying to look for?
An obligation.
Yeah.
Yep. We all gotta do it. All the able-bodied men and women here.
Sounds like it's structured.
Yeah, it works pretty well. He says, well, I'm not exactly sure what the Republic is doing anyway. Sometimes they march soldiers in, you know, knock out some criminals every once in a while, but we don't really have too many serious criminals. It's mostly just, you know, scuffles, family feuds, stuff like that.
We did see a couple of your men get into a fight with people that work for the Grand Marshal.
Oh, in the burn parts of town, you said?
Yes, one of these very
Yeah.
colorful language to describe me, I think.
Yeah, the Grand Marshal's forces are trying to take back certain parts of town, and they're forcing us out. That's why we have the, you know, the gates and the walls, and all the men here are armed. So we can defend ourselves if they march in.
Who takes charge in an event of invasion?
It doesn't really seem like we need any. All the major threats we've had have been handled just by, you know, men and their guns. We're all pretty trained. We all know how to shoot. Sort of had to learn to do that after the Red Rocks came in. We fought them for a bit, but there were just too many of them.
I think what he means more if the Grand Marshal or something of that effect were to decide to use a full invasion force to reclaim, let's say, this portion of town.
I doubt that would happen. He tries to be friendly to us, despite the conflicts we've had with his soldiers. Says he's trying to fight the corruption of the Republic. I can't, you know, can't disagree with him there, but he's, not really doing it super well. They're still here.
Yes, I do remember there was a Republic fort nearby.
Yeah, that's, what's his name? It's a small force, led by that, guy. He's got, like, a hat, facial hair. His name's, Frido Pisani. He's from Daggerdale originally, but, I think the Republic is leasing out officer jobs to Daggerdale and military people.
Have you had any problem with him or his forces?
They still think this place is, Republic territory, so they try to enforce the Republic's laws here. So we've had conflicts with
Successfully.
them over that. Sometimes they're successful, simply because, they have more guns and they're much better trained. But they tend to leave us alone as long as we don't, bother them either. It's mostly just the Marshal's forces and his shooting up the streets around here. And then there's those Razmiri. They stop in every once in a while, preach, give food, give supplies. Good folks, despite how weird they are.
The weird ones usually are.
He says, what are you folks doing? We usually don't have outsiders at all. The Republic usually pushes people out.
I'll be honest with you. We're looking to expand our territory.
Are you Irish?
Sorry, I slipped into it.
He says, territory into here? I'm not sure that'd be too good of an idea. We don't really take being ruled too well anymore.
I can see that.
So you like kings or something?
Eventually.
I'm, what is your title again, Grim? I forget.
Grand
He's
Marshal,
the Royal
right?
Enforcer.
Royal Enforcer, yeah.
He's, the Enforcer, and I'm the Archbishop of Chandler Cross.
Shamacross? Never heard of it.
It's not too far from here. If I have a map, I'll pull it out and point to where it is.
Oh, near the river, huh? Alright. Well, you're pretty far from home, buddy.
We were still under the assumption that the Red Rock bandits were in control here, and we're planning on dealing with them.
Yeah, well, the Grand Marshal beat you to it. I haven't seen a
Seems
Red
so.
Rocker in a while. They usually hang out in the hills to the south. I think they all died out, though. All their leadership is dead, at least. The Grand Marshal executed him just a week ago.
Does this Grand Marshal go by any other name, or is it just Grand Marshal?
I mean, he's got a name. We just usually call him the Grand Marshal. His name's, where is it? His name is Morgir Nask. He's a weird one. Blind in one eye.
Well, can't be weirder than me. Points to his eyes that look blind.
He says, yeah, Morgir is his name. He was a captain alongside that Frito guy. But they had a disagreement, guns started getting shot, etc., etc. Now we live here.
So you technically are kind of the middle between two people's struggles.
I mean, we're just trying to live our lives, and the Republic is trying to put itself back together, but doesn't seem to be doing too well. Plus, now most of the town is burnt up, and most people lost their lives in the fire. There's just us left. Few neighborhoods. We trade for supplies, fight. Whenever the Grand Marshal's forces and the Republic forces try to storm in.
Out of character, epic. I'm not sure if I should try asking these guys, see if we can try making an agreement with one of the other two. So
Oh,
let's say help the Grand Marshal push out the Republic, or the other way around, depending.
Are you
give
trying to
Grim
ask for,
two.
are you trying to ask for an out of character opinion from
Oh.
everyone?
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I was muted. Do what you see fit. If you don't want to make a decision, you can tell him that your leader's here and ask if he wants to speak to him.
Give Grim 2 seconds and he's gonna try to recruit them.
It looks like you've been trying to do that slowly.
He says,
I mean,
well, you're welcome to, stay for the night. We got some extra food here.
If you'd wish, our leader is nearby, we could bring him, or you could come over or bring him over to
Your
try
king?
to Duke.
I mean, sure.
To try to see if we can help you out in any way.
Suppose so. We haven't had any real issues with, I don't even know what Chandler Cross is or where it is. But,
Did you forget the map already?
I mean, generally, I mean. He says, most folks around here don't really take to royals no much, especially after we pushed out the Dark Hopes. But that was a long time ago.
He's a very understanding individual. He was originally the judge of Chandler Cross until we were taken over by bandits.
Paulo puts his hand off his holster, which was on. His hand was on his gun this entire time, just kind of sitting there with his wrist on it. He says, all right, if you want to bring your lord, I'll talk to him. I'm representing the community this week. It's only fair that I should do this."
I look over to Grim to tell him to see if he can go get Basilius to come over.
Our lord already has a scheduled meeting with the Grand Marshal, but
Oh,
after that we will come down.
He chuckles at that. And how'd you get that? Grand Marshal never leaves his tower.
Our lord is very persuasive.
Well, after that you can come here. We're not going anywhere.
All right.
Okay. Paulo sees you out. And when you leave, he closes up and locks the gated community gates. Alright. 20, 30 minutes walk later, you arrive back at the Lakeside City Street where you guys were before, and you can see clearly that no one has come for Basilius and Gaxa.
Yeah,
I figured.
I would have guessed.
They are just chilling. Basilius, would you like your human form again?
No, I'll just stay here waiting.
Alright. You watch Grim and Azrael step on up.
My lord, the people here seem independent, to put it lightly. They are willing to talk with you, though.
I will give him everything I learned about the general people.
What happened,
Okay.
like the general history?
Yeah.
Alright,
Have
Gaxam and Basilius, you are now aware of what happened at the meeting.
Have I seen anyone leave the fortress? Like any soldiers coming and going?
Nope. But you can see clearly from here to the fort that the fortress is covered in riflemen on towers, on walls, etc.
How many about?
That you can see, maybe like 20. And they all wear, of course, torn or modified Republic uniforms. Except for one figure you see, who wears who you see sometimes, you just see his outline, or his, like, the vague shape of him, because it's, like, almost a half a mile away up to the hill. A figure in a red cloak, who sometimes orders them around.
You would also, Basilius, know the name of the leader of the name of the Grand Marshal and the leader of the Republic that's here.
Yep, the Grand Marshal's name is Morgir, and the captain of the Republican Guard his name is Fredo, Fredo, and then the current representative for the community, his name is Paulo.
I'll wait another hour or so.
No one comes.
Yeah, I don't think they care.
Sometimes soldiers leave to go down to the lakeside, where they
assumedly do something, but then they come back.
Can I get over there without being in range of the fortress?
You could attempt to, but it is literally just open ground from here to the lake.
How far away from the fortress?
They don't go that far from the fortress. There's literally a semicircle around the fort where everything is burnt, the trees are chopped. It is just a wasteland.
Yeah, so they can see everything coming immediately.
It would take considerable sneaking to approach the fort. Not at night, I mean. At night it would be easier, but in the daytime,
I mean,
like
muskets only have an effective range of 50 feet.
let's see.
After 50 feet, it's no longer touch.
That's fine. I mean, they'll still shoot at you.
Mm-hmm. And then after, like, they can't shoot more than, like, a couple hundred feet away, like 250. They're incapable of firing beyond that.
I believe that is not the case. I'm pulling up firearms. Firearms have a, let's see, higher ranges. Yep, it's just, so it's 50 feet for, no, it's for a musket. It's 40 feet for touch, and then every 40 feet after that is only a -2.
Yes, however, you cannot shoot more than 5 increments away, I don't believe. That's just how range weapons
Alright,
work.
that's still 200 feet.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, 200 feet isn't that much. How far away do they stray from the fortress?
They literally just get out one of the fortress gates, walk along the fortress wall to the water, get something from the water, then come back. Assumedly, they're either getting water or getting fish.
I mean, I'll get near them, kind of a couple hundred feet from the fortress.
All right. As you sort of do a long path around the fort, obviously you don't want to get too close. You can clearly see that a lot of people take notice of you. Specifically, you can see on the wall the figure in the red cloak follows you on the walls alongside you. On his back is a long rifle, and he just sort of follows you and watches you. But if you don't approach, they don't approach you.
I'm very clearly, like, watching him as well.
All right.
I mean, hey, look. They don't have a good reason not to see me. I said I'd send an army, and if they didn't.
You can see that along the fortress walls there are burnt and ripped Republic flags, as well as pretty much every person there is a man, because one of the what's it called? In the Republic, only men can serve in the army. They appear to all be soldiers or former soldiers. They all wield muskets. The soldiers wield short swords, and the man in the red cloak has a hand axe on his back, or on one of his shoulder holsters. A throwing axe. You can see, as you follow them, the men who go down to the lake obviously notice you, but they scoop up fishing traps that are full. They collect barrels of water, and they put them on a cart, and then they pull the cart up the hill to the fort.
Basilius is kind of just watching them from.
Yep. If you don't
like
if you
100
don't
feet away
attack
from
them, they're clearly wary of you, but they don't attack you.
I want to call out to them.
All right. Yell out. One of the men sort of yells and says, "Who are you?"
I am a count of a neighboring town.
Yeah?
I asked your leader to speak.
And for what reason?
Hmm?
One of the ones who isn't pulling the cart but is pulling or is holding like buckets of water says, "And who are you supposed to be then? Count of who?"
I am the Count of Chandler Cross. I'm wishing to assess the situation here. I've heard tell that you've been going around and murdering everyone senselessly. I wish to speak to your leader to see his point of view.
The guy sort of chuckles when you say that. He says, okay. Yeah, the Grand Marshal will see you, I'm sure.
I will take it as a sign that you are a band of bandits if I don't hear back soon.
He says, let me talk to the Marshal. They continue their walk as you continue to follow them while staying out of gun range. The guy sort of yells something up that you can't hear at the Marshal, who you assume is the Marshal. He yells up at the man in the red cloak. And then he says, then he walks back to a place where he can yell at you. He says, okay. Bring your band and approach. The Marshal has news of your company. And don't bring your monsters. And he'll meet you outside the gates.
Alright, let's do so.
Okay, you walk back and tell the group what happened.
Yep. Alright. The Marshal will see us now. Let's head to the front gate.
Okay.
Leave the undead out nearby but out of range of the gunfire. At the edge of the premises. I say Trasriel.
Asbury, you there?
Anyone there?
I'm here.
Okay. Oh, Azriel said BRB.
Oh, great. Okay. Gaxam, you here? You're muted, by the way.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good. Alright, let me grab the map for the gate. How do you like this ambience, guys? It's pretty spooky.
Oh yeah, it's too low. Wait, I need to turn it up. Nice.
Sec, let me grab you guys. We're going without the monsters.
Yep.
Alright.
They will be.
But with Grim.
They'll be, like, theoretically 3 turns of combat away, like out of range of gunfire, but in sight. But not walking straight up to the front gate with us.
Alright. As you walk along the no man's land, you walk towards the front of the fortress. You can see clearly that the fortress is stone, almost entirely stone, with some wooden walls built in. You can see in front and all along the walls, there are drawbridges and gates, as well as moats. The moats aren't filled with water, but they're filled with, like, punji sticks. You approach the gate. One sec. As you guys approach, you see the drawbridge slowly lowering. One sec. And I will to that map.
Nice.
No one's here. Quick, let's raid it.
Pog. One sec. First, you see on the walls are clearly they have their weapons not pointed but drawn, and they're clearly giving you very obvious look over. I'll show you how many of them there are. One sec.
unsnap this guy so this guy can have a retinue with him. The guys that come out with more gear are not... they don't have their weapons on, but they do have their weapons on them. Hopefully Ezra gets back soon.
Mm-hmm.
Come into here. You guys step up. The men with their rifles march out with him and halt at attention as he steps out. Let me get some... Or let me get the music for this guy. One sec. Here you go. Now you might want to turn down your music. This man steps out to meet you. He wears leather armor, a red hood and cloak, and he looks older, maybe in his 50s. One of his eyes is cataract, and the other one is the eyeball is replaced with a glass lens. He steps out and he takes the hand axe off his belt. He takes the hand axe off his shoulder holster and throws it down into the bridge. He says, "Greetings, then. Can I help you?"
I've come to speak to you. Took a while to get your attention.
Yes, I did not think it pertinent to speak with adventurers.
I told your men to tell you diplomats had arrived.
Yes, I discounted that.
Okay, I'm back. What I missed?
We're meeting with the Grand Admiral or the Grand Marshal.
Interesting way to deal with politics.
The politics of it very rarely concern me.
Well. Man. It always sucks having 8 charisma, IRL.
So, I see that you, or I've heard that you interrupted my men's local hunting of the criminals.
Yes.
We saw your men shooting what were believed to be fleeing civilians.
They are civilians, yes, but they are not harmless.
We did not say they were harmless.
The Grand Admiral looks at Grim. My soldiers did tell you to come without your monsters, and I see you brought one, and I can see several in the distance.
I'm a beast, no more, no less. And I serve my lord.
It is noble of you.
I'll kind of like wave my hand at Grim, signal for him to unshift.
Okay, I'll unshift.
I want to see his art. Let's see what his art looks like now.
No, I'm joking.
That caught me off guard so bad.
That'd be really funny.
One sec, let me get the actual sack art. There you go.
Oh, it's just the same? Okay.
Hmm.
A
If you
lycanthrope, then.
lesser skinwalker.
The semantics is not really that important. I'm wondering why a count or a petty duke of another region, almost a 10-day away, is interested in the region now ruled by my army.
I am interested in the whole of the Scardale region. There is much fighting between the disgruntled forces that roam the land.
Yes, the Scardale region is plagued with petty kings and warlords. This is the first step to truly bringing peace to the region. My army and me.
Well, I have a similar goal myself.
That is noble.
I've already helped quell the rampant piracy in Raymount.
I've noticed that there were significantly less pirates to deal with.
He went in and usurped the monster that was ruling and put a more sensible one in charge. It is my goal to see Scardale united and not have bandits and would-be usurpers ruling every which distance you go.
That seems to be the goal for every faction. Republic, Dark Hopes, you, Razmiri. They all say the same thing.
Yes, but few already put in the work necessary. I have quelled the bandit clans that were slaughtering those in Chandlercross, and I have dealt with the piracy of Raymount in only a few short months.
My men and I have dealt with the Red Rocks.
Out of character. Okay, this has just become a dick measuring contest.
I can assure you, the Red Rocks were vicious monsters. But the Republic took too long with their force. Tried to reason with them. Offer them reasons other than violence. I saw now that that was wrong.
Yes, we've heard from the civilians that they set fires in the towns.
Yes, it is unfortunate that the former leader of the Red Rocks, a brute named Kamis, he set charges as a contingency if he were ever to be overthrown. We were able to save the fortress, but the rest of the town was horribly mangled.
So you're saying you prioritize your soldiers over civilians?
He looks at you with his one glass eye. The iris in the eye moves slightly to focus on you, almost like the eye is moving rather than just being a false eye. He says, "We would gladly have helped if they did not specifically light the hill," he motions, "to keep us from leaving."
Well, in any case...
There used to be quite the wildlife here. A veritable green belt of land.
It
Now
will
just
return.
burned.
In any case, perhaps we should discuss further. Perhaps our goals can align together.
That is yet to be seen. I do not wish this place to be ruled by a monarch. I seek a republic born anew from ashes. A republic free of corrupt officials. A republic with a united vision. A vision only I can bring, and my men. He motions towards the soldiers, and they all salute.
So you, so you seek absolute power amongst yourself.
Simply put, that is certainly what it looks like. However, this is war, and petty squabbles on democratic processes must be put aside. For the time being. The Republic was bound by its morals, its traditional purposes. They do not see that this place is a war zone, and the whole of Scardale is at war with itself.
That is certainly true. And do not believe it is better to try and ally with the others of the nation rather than dismiss them and make enemies?
I have never met an enemy that could not be felled.
You don't wish to make too many enemies at once, do you, though? A war fought on many fronts is one you cannot win.
And that is why my men have not left the region. Once the Republic is dealt with, once the anarchists are dealt with, and once that meddlesome Razmir cult is booted, then we can stabilize this land. I seek only peace. But peace comes with a cost, and it must be paid in blood. Anyone other than Basilius have any thoughts or anything to say? Gaxum is muted. And definitely.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm out of character with the other party members that are still here at the moment. So what are our general thoughts on this dude and his group?
They seem okay. I don't think I think they're like fine. What they're doing is good in general. However, I don't think. I think it may be difficult or impossible to align with them.
I think they're too idyllic.
Yes.
Yeah. I was gonna say the same thing.
In theory, our goals are the same, but in practice, we cannot coexist.
Yeah, he wants a republic, and we are basically a monarchy.
We are a dictatorship.
Dictatorship, sorry. So our goals cannot align. So, like in general, are we gonna leave this place alone, or offer him to help boot out the others? Or come here later with our army and just try to take over.
Mogir says, "It is only a matter of time. The Republic and its ideals are not fit for this war-torn world.
I certainly agree.
If once news of my rebellion is spread, it's only a matter of time before the rest of the Republic falls into anarchy. And we will be there to mop up what's left."
I came to power from similar circumstances.
Yes. But, unlike me, when you were finished, you did not hand power back to the civilians.
No, when the civilians gain power, they always eventually come to be ruled once again. I believe it's better to have a strong ruler who keeps the people in mind rather than allowing anyone to step over them.
And you think yourself to be so enlightened?
Perhaps not, but I believe I hope myself to be the best option. My people have certainly prospered under my rule.
They were slaves before they came. Now they have freedom and servitude.
And as even you said, the piracy and debauchery of the region has slowly let up.
Yes, and I am sure you had noble reasons for destroying such pirates. Is that correct?
I merely dislike the practice. I do not believe it is suitable for civilized folk to engage in.
He sort of, what's it called? He pulls one of the small vials off his, bandolier, shakes it a bit, and then sort of puts down his mask to drink it, sort of just nonchalantly, while saying, then in that, I suppose that our goals are aligned. But, as you said, you've dealt with the pirates. I will deal with the Republic here. I see no reason for us to fight.
Hmm.
You
Well,
did offer my men a military conquest if I was not to speak with you.
as you did to the bandits. A ruler who would even refuse to come out to speak to me is clearly no good ruler.
And that is why I'm doing it now. He sort of cringes slightly before you see the cataract in his right eye sort of begin to melt away. Obviously, whatever he drank is helping his sight. He says, Indeed, and that is why I wish not to soil blood that is, or to spill blood that is not required. It is the Republic that will eventually cause everyone in this town to die if I do not take the reins. And these civilians, they think themselves so independent and powerful, but they have not felt the force that I could press. I have sent scouting parties, yes, small bands, but I have never pressed my full weight against them. They are unprepared for such an event.
That is true. They seemed very relaxed when I brought up that idea to them.
Yes, we have armed civilians in some regards, especially after the Razmiri came by. We wanted to make sure they were safe from those freakish cultists.
Yes, we've heard of them. They follow a supposed living god.
It is irrelevant to me what they follow. Their practices are strange, and I do not wish them here. So far, they have not been violent, but I am prepared for anything.
Well, in any case, I believe our goals are aligned enough that there does not need to be conflict between us.
I see no reason to cooperate, simply no reason to fight.
So what is your plan for the civilians after you take over the region?
Once I take the region over, well, next would be... What is the name of that town, soldier? He motions to the soldier behind him. He says, who says, Bellwall, my lord. He says, Bellwall, a town to the south, a Republic outpost. Even though they claim to be unaffiliated, the Republic has a great sway there. Once word of my rebellion spreads, the Republic will be greatly weakened, and then we will march on Bellwall.
These civilians you call anarchists. You plan to rid the land of them?
Of course not, simply of their ideals.
And how would you be going of that, specifically?
It is simple enough, exactly the same as is done in the Republic. We will simply make their organizations illegal. It is what happened when the Revolutionary Union rose up during the collapse. Is what will happen here. It worked the same.
So other character, I can see him basically going for specifically Bellwall and Blue Fort.
Yeah, we gotta kill him. We can't keep him around.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's on the hit list.
Or
problem is they have-
is that if the Razmiri become violent, I may march on Swin Coast, possibly Baycross. But the Razmiri have strange powers granted to them by their so-called god. It is difficult to kill them, let alone imprison them. Their faith is strong, even if it is strange.
Not to mention, they don't. There's very few or very little information of them.
Yes, it is strange that they are here. They are hundreds, if not thousands, of miles from home. But they have great sway among the populace. The anarchists view them in a positive light.
They are generally good people, from everything I've seen and heard.
It matters very little. It is their ideas
is
that are
true.
dangerous.
Yes, as is expected of missionaries. You present
What-
yourself in a very positive light to spread your faith.
What they preach is heretical. It is impossible to believe.
Do you believe your force is truly enough to march on the other cities, though?
I believe so. Once the captain of the Republic here is dead, that fool Pisani. Once he is dead, there will be no one to lead his men, and they will fall in line, the same as these have. I hold great respect among them. I was their commanding officer once, but they saw themselves as too loyal to the Republic to desert.
Well,
But, no matter who they are, everybody bleeds.
interesting. Well, I believe we'll be off then if you have no interest in politics.
Only results matter. He
Okay.
turns around and his men sort of spread out and see you away as he walks back.
All right. All right. This is where Gaxum signs his soul away, and we summon the army on them now.
I say let the rebellion go off first.
Gaxum is deafened, but has not responded. Oh, wait, Gaxum said BRB. I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, me neither.
I think we should go to the actual Republic now.
I say let the rebellion go off and let it spread to the rest of the Republic, because a house divided cannot stand, and then we just come in and sweep up.
The problem is their force grows exponentially once
True.
they defeat the
Yes.
Republic.
Yeah, they're gonna get like people joining them.
Yeah,
so.
you would be fighting an actual army, like an actual trained military force.
Right now, their entire force is split in two, effectively.
Like, we definitely needed this guy dead because, in general, he's gonna give you a pain in the ass if you let him.
Oh shit! I remember one of the other things. I was supposed to give one of the speaking stones to
Zarab.
count. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you could have done that.
Okay.
You want to have him send the army this way?
Not yet. Can you move us? Let's move back to the other map. Yep. I suppose let's go speak to the anarchists now.
All right. As you approach, you hear whistles out in the middle of the street, or near the gated community, and you see the man that you recognize, and you recognize as well, Zach and Azrael, Paolo, he walks up, and as you approach, he says, "Hey there, friends. Stow your weapons, and we'll let you in."
I will
Yeah.
move forward.
Okay. Grim, are you shifted back or not?
No, I'll
Oh.
stay human.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you could have shipped back if you wanted. I know you prefer that form.
Yeah, no. I will wait until Basilius gives the specific order
Oh,
to do it.
I will tell you can shift back after.
Oh, okay.
If Basilius starts to jump off a cliff, will you do it? I forgot about that one.
His furry form.
Mm.
As you step, do you want to be human again or this form?
You make me human.
Okay.
So many art changes.
I know you guys just gotta pick some art.
Hey, you're the one who likes us changing back and forth.
Actually, Paolo was more important now, so he's getting art.
I knew it. I told you. Paul was gonna get new art.
Paolo.
I'm gonna stay the way I am. I think until I actually become a lich, then maybe I change. I don't know.
Let's go with this guy. One sec.
But yeah, we definitely need that other guy dead.
Really, you don't think you can work with him?
I mean, I offered to work with him multiple times, and he
Yeah.
declined. Even
Oh yeah, I
basic
know. I know.
diplomacy.
It was sarcastic.
It's basically like that Shadow Court or Court of Shadow, whatever. I forget what it's called. So
Dude,
sorry.
the Quarter Shadow dude was the funniest because he literally said, "Yeah, I'll serve under you if you give me a lightsaber," and I was like, "What if we do something better than that?" And he went, "I would never serve you," and I was like,
Yeah,
"What?"
he was literally lying to get it, and then he was gonna say, "Oh, well, time to kill you now."
I thought literally like I said on the character, he was jealous of your drip.
Paolo, as he
Well,
opens
I mean,
the
you
gate,
would have to sign a contract before getting a lightsaber.
Paulo says, "Hey there, you, all."
Yeah, I kind of step forward and say, "Greetings," holding out a hand.
Yep, he gives you a firm handshake. He says, "So, you must be this lord then."
I am Count Basilius Elzario.
Alzario. I've never heard the family name before. He starts walking as he continues to talk.
My family is popular far to the southwest.
Well,
I'm just
Daggerbear.
gonna I'm,
Farther.
I do
I'm
not
just
know
gonna
much
whisper.
of what's farther.
I'm gonna whisper over to Basilius that he doesn't know much outside of the map area. He didn't even know Channel Cross.
Ah,
He says, well, anything that you require, we can speak here in front of my community.
hi. I'm unsure how much my companion here told you. I'm sure you've heard this spiel 1,000 times, but it is my goal to unite these lands. You've never heard of Chandler Cross, I hear.
I mean, I was pointed to it on the map.
Hmm.
I'm not exactly a geography master.
Aye. Well, our
Hell, most of us here don't even know how to write.
Not to self. If we conquer, make a library.
well, my goals in the region are simple. I wish to unite the land under a greater power to stop random bandits from stepping in, slaughtering people, and proclaiming themselves leaders. In my town, Chandler Cross, The Flame Fang came in and murdered most of the populace just on a whim to ensure no one could stand against them.
The Red Rock did something similar. That was many years ago.
It was this act that finally stirred me to do something. Beforehand, I was merely a lawyer. In any
This is,
case,
And then why have you come here?
well, as I said, I wish to unite the greater Scardale region. I have already rid Chandler Cross of much of its worries. The bandits have been dealt with. Many of the rogue cults that roam the region have been dealt with. Slavery has been put to a stop. I've traveled north to Raymount.
Slavery? In Chandler Cross?
Yes. It was quite abhorrent.
I have never heard of such a thing outside tales of Kalimshan.
Well, that would be expected of somebody who doesn't even know Chandler Cross existed just a few days' travel away.
Yeah, well, there's not really much outside Lakeside that really matters to most of us. We're just trying to stop by. Or we're just trying to, survive here.
Aye. My goal is to build a nation where the people can survive. In addition to freeing Chandler Cross, I traveled to the northern town of Raymount. I'm sure you've never heard of either.
Oh, we've heard of Raymount. That's where those pirates come from, right?
Yes, we put a stop to that
Yes,
as well.
We've heard of that. Unfortunately, it seems like those pirates were really the only thing that the Grand Marshal's forces had problems with.
In any case, we put a stop to the piracy and are working on reducing the discrimination amongst the races there. We've also taken in a number of refugees from other regions to build a place where everyone can coexist.
Alright, sounds nice. So what does that got to do with us?
Well, you are part of the greater Scardale region, are you not?
I mean, I guess. We don't really want anything to do with your wars. We're fine the way we are.
The war has come to you whether you like it or not.
You have multiple forces beckoning at you, gunning you down in the street, burning your cities to the ground. Is this how you want things to continue?
There is no need for such deals with nobles from another place. The Republic will destroy the Grand Marshal, or the Grand Marshal will destroy the Republic. Either way, they'll be too weak to fight us off.
And
You
then storm the Republic when they're weakened and take them on?
Yeah, there's only a few dozen of them. There's almost 100 of us.
But they are well-trained soldiers.
Yeah, well, we're plenty good with these. He motions towards the flintlock on his belt.
Well, tell me this.
One shot's easy enough to kill a man.
Well, tell me this. After you storm what remains, you're down to, say, 50, 60 soldiers. And then you have the task of ruling this land in your weakened state. Do you not believe somebody else will swoop in and execute the rest of you?
There will be no one else. The nearest issue is the Razmiri, and they haven't done anything wrong.
No, there are many towns only a few days' walk away. They will hear of this, and they will see an easy opportunity to step in, exactly as the Grand Marshal has.
And we will fight them too. He says, as he looks around. The other civilians kind of like nod. He says,
Your bravery is quite amendable, but
Lakeside has always been a place where we fight our own battles.
Well,
Even before the Red Rocks came.
well, tell me. Say, after all of this is done, you're down to only a matter of dozens of soldiers. Somebody comes in with an army of hundreds. What do? Do you just lie down and die?
Lakesiders never lie down and die. If we die, then we'll die fighting.
Is that what you want? To die fighting in a pointless war?
That's what we're doing right now.
Yes, but is it what you wish? Do you want to live a peaceful life where you can do as you wish? Or do you wish to fight every day, only to die the next?
He sort of squints at you. He says, "Buddy, I know that it's not exactly your forte, because, you know, you're a lord and all that. But we live and die even without a fight. We fight to survive, even if there is no war. It's not going to be much different. All you gotta do is shoot a man. And it's not hard. It's exceptionally easy, after all."
I look at.
You
I really
speak-
want him.
You
Sorry.
speak down to me because I'm a lord. But you realize I'm only a lord because I did exactly what you are doing. I was no noble before. I was forsaken. I moved to this town on my own accord of money I earned working many years of hard manual labor. I did dirty work to get where I am.
And you've forsaken that, then.
Forsaken or work, or as I've said, work to create a nation where people don't have to fight every day to survive.
Paolo says, "It is a fantasy to us.
Oh. That's what my citizens would have said as well.
We are no one's citizens.
You are your own citizens.
We are Lakesiders.
And that is the very definition of a citizen.
We are living with what's left. There is no need to bow to another force. This is
You do
well
not-
decided in our constitution.
Well, you do not need to bow to me. I do not wish to rule every region with an iron fist. That would be idiotic. Even Raymount delegates itself as they see fit, with me only stepping in when things need to be done,
And
such as the piracy.
who rules then in your stead? Some appointed official?
Whoever the town sees fit, the people. In Raymount, I created a band of the warrior most respected, as well as a great sailor to rule in my state.
Paolo says, "And that is exactly what the Republic seeks. For us to elect an official. But such officials failed us in the past.
You
They
may have
failed.
your council system that you have currently, where you rotate roles. The only thing you would step in for is if you were invaded or you needed a little guidance.
Paolo says, "Any decision would have to be voted on. I cannot say for certain anything now."
Oh,
We would
Why
not
don't-
expect anything more.
aye, why don't you take the matters to your council? Is it not a very tempting offer?
There is
You
no
can ta-
council.
you-
I could gather the village here and speak to them all.
What?
We vote entirely directly.
Oh, is it not a tempting offer? You get to continue how you are, with only minor homage for the protection of another.
You speak like a criminal, asking for protection fees.
I do not charge taxes. My protection is free. My citizens live and do as they wish.
We wish for our citizens to live their lives how they see fit.
And you believe this is better than what the Republic would bring? were
Of
they
course.
to win.
Well, tell me, what has the Republic brought? Death, destruction. When they're done, I'm sure they'll levy heavy taxes amongst you and not even allow you to vote as you wish.
And you also believe your system is greater than that promised by the Grand Marshal? A republic free of corruption?
It's idyllic at best,
Well,
impossible at worst.
I do not promise a system free of corruption. However, I promise to step in if that corruption does seep in and cut it loose. Corruption is inherent to any system. However, a proper ruler deals with that corruption. Something the Republic has proven itself incapable of doing.
And what if that ruler is the corruption? He motions towards you.
Well,
We see
And if-
no reason to believe that you are not exactly the same as the Grand Marshal.
certainly it is possible. I am but a humble man. I
Humble.
I can provide you no proof I will not be more corrupt than anyone else. However, you are free to see for yourself if you ever wish to visit my land.
He once again rests his wrist on his holster. He says, "Our people will take what you said into consideration, but I suggest you see yourself out."
Aye. And how long should I expect for a response?
Within the 10-day. We'll have to call a village meeting, make votes. There will be debate.
Alright. Well, I anticipate your response. Take into consideration if you wish to stop the suffering of your people. And I kind of flap backwards. And leave.
The people immediately begin discussion as you leave. You step out.
Basileus knows how to rile people up. That's for damn sure.
Ah.
Hey,
We'll
now where are
see.
we going?
Now we go to the other faction. The actual Republic. Yeah. I plant my seed in as many places as possible, whether it be
Just like your
the
wife.
Grand Marshal, the Townsman, the Republic, or that one woman.
Be it metaphorical or literal.
Yeah. I'm offering him a pretty sick deal.
Yeah, like, it's literally like, yeah, you can guys remove yourself. I'm just literally just gonna be like
Look,
watching
if
over you
everyone
guys.
Look, I'm gonna be real. If everyone declines, we wait till the fighting's at its peak and then send in an army of 200 orcs.
Just to burn everything to the ground.
Yeah, fuck it. Like, if every citizen of the town refuses, all the leaders refuse from every faction, fucking burn them.
Yaxim is typing something. He is muted.
I'm down with this idea. Because you basically, like, I know for a fact the what's his name? The guy with the glass eye.
Okay, Yaxim has to leave, but that's fine because we only have 4 players, so one player missing isn't a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And he got the gist of what happened. Alright. You arrive at the fort about an hour of walking later. There is whistles blown as you approach. You approach the gate with no real issue.
A welcome change.
Yeah, that's true.
Watch these be the most compliant people.
That would be
I
fucking
mean,
hilarious.
I think these will be the easiest to manipulate.
Okay, you approach. You see
Ah.
flags of the Republic as well as pristine-looking military uniforms.
The
Nice.
Republic is certainly its own force, so they won't bend their knees to us. However, I think there's a chance we can manipulate them very well.
Okay, you guys walk up. You're granted a hail. One of the musketmen says, "Hail there, adventurers.
Greetings.
I assume you're in your humanoid form."
Yes. Greetings. I am Basilius Salzario of Chandler Cross.
Chandler Cross, huh? You're
Ah.
you're in the wrong part of town for Chandler Cross, friend. It's a
Ah.
bit to the north. You go northwest about 6 days travel.
Okay, out of character, that's.
I
I already hate
trust
that.
me.
Yeah, that-
I know where my own town is. I have come to speak to the leader of yours.
Oh, you want to talk to the captain? Sure, yeah, let me... he blows a whistle and says, Captain! There's some adventurers here to talk to you.
We prefer the term diplomats.
The door opens up, and a well-dressed
Out of
looking man
character.
steps out.
For that smartass answer, I really want that guy dead.
You very clearly look like adventurers.
Hey,
Except
look.
for the only person that is dressed nicely is Basilius.
I'm usually just in my clerical
Bas-
robes.
Basilius is in noble's clothes. I'm in armor.
I know,
Asriel's
Basilius is in-
Azrael's
Basilius
clearly a
isn't-
cleric. Gaptum is just a dude with a robot bird.
Yeah.
You look like adventurers, like, to a T.
Mhm.
Just following a noble around.
This guy steps out. On his hip, he has a flintlock, as well as a long, beautiful-looking dueling sword. He steps out. I'm the captain here. Can I help you?
Hi. I've come to speak to you of the situation in town.
Yes, it is quite the mess.
Certainly so.
Can I help you, or you just wish to speak?
I'll kind of step towards him and hold out a hand.
Okay. He steps down the hill and shakes yours. He gives a firm but very steady shake. Says,
My
"I'm
name is
free to-"
Basilius Alzario.
You both
I am-
attempt to introduce yourselves at the same time.
No. I
says,
don't stop.
Yeah,
I am
he
Basilius.
I say he talks right over you at the same
I
time.
talk right through him as well.
Yeah,
I
so
am
you both-
Basilius Alzario, Count of Chandler Cross.
You both just say each other's names to each other. You get it. He says, and while you say it, he says, "I am Frido Pisani, captain of the Republican Guard here."
I love that. That's
Nice
great.
to meet you.
Says, "It's good to meet you as well. You're a count?"
That is the position. That is the title of the town. Seems fit to bestow upon me.
Yeah, that's a little archaic, don't you think?
I agree, but it's not the one I chose.
He says, well, what is a royal force from another town doing here? This is a Republic matter."
I come on a diplomatic mission. I've come to speak to the leaders of the town and attempt to set up foreign trade.
He shakes his head. He says, "None of that's here. It's strange. Did you approach from the other side? We didn't see you on the road."
We came in from the south.
"I see. Well, be careful. Apparently there are still rumors of red rocks in the hills. Bandits."
Aye. Luckily, going over the mountains is pretty easy for us. I say, kind of manifesting wings on my back.
Well, fancy trinket. He says, "Well, unfortunately, there's no diplomat here, and there's no major leadership. I am the highest ranking official now."
Aye, this town seems to be in quite the mess.
"Yes, there was a major fire started by some bandits a week or two ago."
Aye, and you also seem to have a lot of, what's the word? Deserters.
This
You seem
force,
to have a lot of deserters
Yes.
amongst your force.
There has been a coup by a more power-hungry officer. We attempted to stop it, but he escaped with much supplies, as well as many of our men.
Wow. You don't. It doesn't appear as though you're doing a terribly great job at handling it by yourself.
We are certainly trying our best. We've sent for reinforcements and are waiting for them currently.
Perhaps you could use some more help. I can
Yes.
say with a flourish of the wings.
He says, well, if you are adventurers and not just a diplomatic force, we could certainly give you some gold to help us.
Would you mind speaking inside rather than standing around?
I suppose. Boys, let's open up. Yeah, he walks towards the gate. These guys give waves, just sort of general pleasantries as they sit aside. Okay. The fort is 2 floors with a general yard and battlements. That's it. There's nothing else.
They
feels
have way
feels
less
familiar to
soldiers.
the old fort back in Canada Cross.
They have like a third of the soldiers.
Yes.
Wait, what do you say, Austin? Sorry.
I said they only have like a third of the soldiers the other dudes do.
Yeah, the Grand Marshal has like 80 men.
Oh,
The anarchists have about 150 able-bodied adults. And these guys have there's maybe a dozen dudes here.
Wow.
However, this fort is considerable and has like actual battlements
True.
and ballistas.
Yeah, so they could take out quite like it's basically a standstill
I-
between all 3 of them.
as Basilius kind of walks in, he is clearly like gazing around and assessing everything.
Frito does not seem to care or mind. He sits, or he sort of crouches down and pulls a cup, pulls a cup up from beside the well and pulls water up out of it. He says, "You want a drink? We don't have any booze anymore. It's just water."
I'll take a cup.
Okay. He just hands you a cup of water and grabs another one for himself.
You are in far worse condition than I expected.
Well, the rebellion was considerable. Many of my men lost their lives. Those that did not go with the Grand Marshal, at least that was his former title, Morgrim. Morgir. Anyone who did not go with Morgir was shot on sight. We escaped to this fortress. I'm sure he had been planning this before we even came to Lakeside.
Well, yes, I'm surprised you have even lasted with only a dozen or so soldiers, it seems.
I do not think that Morgir and his men are too worried. They underestimate us. Maybe for good reason. We don't have many men, but it seems like for that reason they don't really wish to deal with us too quickly. I believe they think that we will eventually join them. Although that is a foolish thing to think. My men and I are loyal to the Republic and to the Minister.
I have actually spoken to the Grand Marshal already.
Have you?
Aye. He said he plans to deal with you guys soon.
Well, that's good to know. My reinforcement should be here within the 10-day.
How many men are you receiving?
I am unsure of the specific number, but the letters and magical messages we've received, we are receiving several small platoons of men. Usually a platoon is about 10 to 50 soldiers.
Is he saying this out loud?
Yes.
He's very forthcoming with information.
Oh yeah, he's not that's just why I'm probing him for them. I'm like, oh, okay, how many men are coming?
From standard sizes, I expect about 75 men in total. That should be plenty to deal with those traitors.
That would put you at about equal numbers. What's your plan after that? Storm the gates? With equal numbers, you'd be at a severe disadvantage.
It is no issue. He says, we will simply seize the town. Once the Grand Marshal has no source of food, it will be it will be a slow siege, but it will be an easy one. Seize the town and assign snipers to the woods near the lake. In the night, we go and cut fishing traps and set them out to sea. Eventually they will starve and surrender, and then Marshal Morgreer will be under arrest. The plan is very simple.
Uh,
And what if they attack you before your units arrive?
Well, we do have a plan for that as well. I will not disclose such a plan, but we have a contingency. So, adventurers, you wish to aid us? I could give you several hundred gold pieces.
How do you wish for us to aid you?
Well, I do need some guidance in certain ways. The forces are on the way soon, but I believe that such a battle could be sped up. He says, the independent communities around here are very opposed to the Grand Marshal. They may not be our biggest fans, but they've never really truly tried to attack us. He says, simply attacking convoys would be enough. The Grand Marshal often extorts the citizens for food in exchange for weapons. Weapons that the civilians have many too much of. I'm sure they have a bigger armory than we do. Even the Grand Marshal, probably.
they sure seem full of themselves, at least.
He says, if you were to destroy a few convoys, I could pay you per convoy. Once the food is delivered...
Extended network.
What?
What?
He
That
says...
was grim.
He says, once the food is delivered to the civilians, and... or once the food is taken by the convoy and the guns given to the civilians, you would ambush them on the way back and bring the food to us. We will then give it back to the civilians. We have plenty here for ourselves.
Well, tell me, are you aware of what the civilians have been doing?
I believe they are training, arming themselves, yes. It is not unusual for communities to focus inward in such horrible times.
Yes, they have much bigger plans than you seem to understand. They are lying in wait, knowing a conflict between the two of your groups are at hand. As soon as the iron is struck, they plan to come in, armed to the teeth, all 100 plus of them, and kill the victors of your war.
He gives you a strange look, he says. And you're certain this is the case?
Aye.
We have had no hostile interaction besides a few petty squabbles.
Aye, they've been conserving their strength. They seem to want to set up an anarchist people's union.
Yes, such ideas are commonplace among the smaller communities in the region, especially those to the south and to the east.
Well, tell me, why do you think they're accepting such a large force of guns, if not to prepare for actual war? They have more than enough to arm themselves. Any more has to have a purpose, does it not?
He says, If that is the case, then my men and my reinforcements should be plenty to keep the peace. They will not suicidally throw themselves at us.
Matter of fact, that is what exactly they told us they plan to do.
Truly?
Yes, they are quite sure that they would not want to be ruled by anybody.
He scratches his beard. He says, "There must be an agitator among them. Someone who is greatly influential. The same happened when the Revolutionary Union took over. These men have ideals they would fight and die for. And they are very charismatic."
The man we spoke to seemed to be nothing more than a puppet head. He didn't, as far as I could tell, he didn't have this strong enough personality to truly be leading the people.
Yes, the communities, they take shifts on who leads, rather than elect. It is not originally an anarchist idea. It was here far before. Lakeside had no mayor, just a general magistrate who visited every once in a while. However, the people did not like that. The people of Lakeside have always been an issue for the minister.
Out of character, but I don't know if I want to tell him that. I want to ask him if he knows about the Rasmiri cultists that might be here.
Oh, then there you go. You know what I want to do out of character? I want to go back to the Grand Marshal and tell him that the Republic is getting a convoy of up to 100 people within the next two or 3 days, and if there's a chance to strike, it is exactly now. Force the conflict and then swoop in immediately.
I love the way you think because honestly, you're playing every side like a fucking puppet, and it's great.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Well,
a general out of character vibe. Who do you believe is the most dangerous faction?
The Republic.
Yeah, the Republic.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I think the people.
True, because even if we do get control of them, like let's say leave them alone, they're not gonna like. Maybe some of them might listen to what you said and agree, but from the way they talk, I don't think they would fully like the idea of being like even if what he said.
The problem is even if we deal with them, that's then like the town destroyed.
Yeah.
However, he brought up a good point that there has to be some like they claim to just be running like through shifts, but there has to be someone greater at hand.
Either there's someone in charge, but no one knows it, aka like they're manipulating people, or there's someone so charismatic and influential that these guys are like, yeah, let's do this. Like even if not, it's not necessarily in their best interest.
I want to believe it could be the Rasmiri cultists.
That is exactly the opposite of what Rasmir preaches. Rasmir is a god of obedience.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
But the Rasmiri, it doesn't appear like the Rasmiri have been preaching. They're just giving the civilians food, supplies, stuff like that.
Well, in any case, how about we accept this deal for the convoys and see what we can do to help?
Excellent, then. I always knew that some sort of adventurers would wander around. The collapse has created hundreds of them. He says, how about we say 350 per convoy?
That's acceptable.
He reaches his hand out, shake yours.
And I hope this will help prosper trade between our communities once this fight is over.
Oh, well, I'm not in charge, but I'll put in a good word.
We'll give him a smile and say...
Okay. He shakes your hand.
Well, we'll be off. Dude, I kind of want to just fly away, because I love giving grand exits.
If you want, there's no roof.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly over.
Okay. Frito just kind of steps over as you guys leave. He just plops down next to his men and starts talking to them. That's probably the nicest interaction we've had.
Oh yes, they will be very easy to manipulate.
Yeah, like right now, he literally gave you a little bit way too much information.
It's nighttime now, right?
Not even. It's not even. It's like maybe like 3 or 4.
Well, okay.
So
And I
back
mean,
to
this guy gave you the info because he assumes that you're adventurers, and what adventurers do is they come and help.
yeah, but still, like,
I was
you
like, that's
think that he
exactly the speech you guys would have got if you were level 1 people coming into this town and being like, "Hey, we're from another town, and we are dudes with swords."
Yep. Alright.
So back
Let's
to
head. Yeah, let's
back to the
head.
fortress.
Not quite. Let's head up and post. Let's head over. It'll take us a couple hours around here. At that point, we can rest for the night, probably.
You just not want to go visit the Razmiri compound?
Oh, is
With
that
the
what that
res-
is? Oh, that makes sense. Oh, actually, we should check. What did our scout say? There's just
A couple, like 2 maybe.
Well, that the scout said that he's seen a couple in town.
no. What did the scout say about this? Just that it's a compound with people in it of some
Yes.
sort.
And they have a
We-
statue.
We definitely need. We do need to check that out. I forgot about it. Excluding what Tanky just said about it being Razmir, we do need to check it out.
And hey, you guys could go into the hills. You guys want to go find some red rock bandits?
Oh yeah.
We have a lot to do.
I don't think. Huh.
You guys side with the red rocks. That's technically a side.
Mhm.
But they are scattered groups without a leader, though, technically.
They are literally
Let's
just.
let's go check out the Red Rocks. Let's
They-
see if we.
By that I mean I don't have any hills planned because I didn't expect you guys to go there. So that could be done in another session. Because
Yeah.
it's nearly 10:30.
All right, that's fine.
Let's head to check out the Red Rocks. Even if we can gather up.
No,
like
I
a
mean,
couple.
what's it called? I just said I don't have any maps planned.
I don't know. I'm announcing what I want to do next session.
Okay.
Let's head up there. See if we can scout out a couple. Even if we get, 4 or 5, that's more than we have now, and they're expendable soldiers.
They are literally a band of unwashed barbarians.
No,
Perfect
Grim
for
alone.
manipulating.
Grim won't like that anymore.
I keep forgetting that. Sorry.
And then we have the Razmiri and their little commune.
I'm gonna be 100% with you. If we go to Rasmir, I don't think I'm gonna be able to go in.
You act like you're the only cleric here.
I think
Yeah, but you
everyone
can- you-
except I think everyone in this party is religious.
Yeah. Grim is a divine caster. You're a divine caster. I'm an anti-paladin.
And Gaxum follows a god.
I am of everyone. I am the most religious.
I don't know. Basilius and Azrael are tied, I think.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
I commune and augury with my god to make decisions.
true.
Azrael doesn't have any reason to. He never makes decisions that require Vecna.
Yeah.
I gave
Unless
a
it's-
major artifact to my god. We got a major artifact, and I said this would be perfect for Babylon.
Man, the Razmiri guys are gonna be so fun to visit. They're so weird.
I want to visit the next section too.
Yeah. So the plan is to basically try to group up some of the
Group
some
up
of the
the Red
barbarians.
See what the Razmir are doing. Perhaps execute them or not. I don't know.
Let's leave them alone for now, unless they're pulling
Just
the
see.
script.
We gotta see what they're doing.
Yeah.
And
let's
then
check them
we
out.
will start a disinformation campaign. We will head to the Grand Marshal, speak to him again, tell him that reinforcements will be here tomorrow, and that if they're planning to strike, they have to do it now, or they will be outnumbered.
Hopefully you can convince him of that.
I have pretty good bluff.
Guidance beforehand never hurts as well.
So what do you
I
guys
have-
think? What do you
I
guys think
have
of this
bluff.
region?
And it's a easy lie to tell, so.
What do you guys think of this? Oh, by the way, this part of town, this side of the city, it's just all burnt. The only
think
real
it's okay.
communities exist around here.
I think the town's okay. It's kind of disappointing from a kingdom building perspective. There's not much here.
Yeah. Not
which
not everywhere is gonna be like the oh man, I can't
I
make
enjoy
son of a
I enjoy the
castle
power.
here.
I enjoy the power struggle stuff, and how we're just literally like, hey,
Mhm.
he called you a bitch. What are you
Oh,
gonna do about it?
I was about to say that's Austin. That's not what I meant. Like, what do you think of this place? In not like
Oh no, I think it's cool. I think it's very neat.
it's definitely different than the places you've been before.
Mm.
It
Well,
isn't
I
like
wanna-
it isn't like here's an obvious bad guy, kill him.
No, we
I
can
think
get.
there's an obvious bad guy.
Yeah.
Who do you think is the obvious bad guy? I'm interested in your take.
Both of the republics.
Okay, that's an interesting take. That you think the obvious bad guy is not an obvious bad guy; it's two obvious bad guys.
Because both of them technically are enemies, and one guy is just incredibly unique in his way of thinking.
Well, the obvious bad guy is actually the Red Rock Bandits, but they were already taken care of.
Oh yeah. Someone already killed the bad guys before you guys showed up.
By the way, I know they haven't been out very much, but I love I love to say like, yeah, one bullet's all we need. I really want to say, then shoot this
That's
guy over
really
here.
funny because it's objectively untrue because the soldiers have 13 health. So objectively, they cannot be killed in one shot.
No, I mean like being shot with a gun isn't always like you take the bullet and you keep fighting. Being shot at and losing HP. Remember, HP isn't always health. It's like tiring and near misses, etc. Usually, one bullet's all you need to kill a person. So, like, if you were to shoot at someone and they didn't die in one hit, it would be like the bullet grazing them, or like them barely getting hit, etc.
No, I mean, no. The soldiers have enough health that even with max damage, a bullet wouldn't kill them.
But not being hit max damage doesn't necessarily mean the bullet hits you. Again, HP is not health. Yeah. HP is... I mean, the only attack that matters is the last one.
Oh, no. I'm just saying, like, the saying, it only takes one bullet, is objectively untrue against them. Like, it's not about, like, the health of the construct. It's about the fact that if you shoot somebody head on, you will not kill them.
There's also the chance of missing and all that.
The weapon misfiring, the weapon jamming.
I mean,
there's so many factors
even if
in
they
that.
like land a perfect shot and it's a crit, they only have a
If they land a perfect shot and it's a crit, absolutely anybody dies, except for the Grand Marshal and you guys.
Well, a crit averages 14 damage.
No, a crit is a flintlock is a D8, which is a crit. A crit averages 16 damage because it'd be times 4.
Yes. Oh yeah.
That would still kill.
But it has a 32% chance to not kill, even a crit.
Let's see.
I really wanted him to just try to shoot Grim and just see like this giant fucking tiger guy just standing there like, yep.
I'd
No,
say
it's probably like 12% chance to not kill.
if they shoot Grim and it doesn't kill him, it would be flavored as Grim's hide either deflecting the bullet or Grim dodging it, etc. The only shot that really matters when you're shooting someone is the one that brings them to 0, then it hits them full on.
I can understand what they're thinking.
Just like how with the lasers when we were fighting the Mechanite defenders, the beams were always either grazing you or Basilius was using his armor to block most of the hit. Rather than if you got full hit on in the chest, you have no armor with the beam, you just straight up you would die in flavor. Like in roleplay, you would absolutely die instantly. So it can't obviously be that every hit is a perfect shot, right? Because that wouldn't make much sense for someone to be like, it's fine, I've only been shot 12 times.
So yeah, if they even on a crit, there's a 17% chance they don't kill. A standard soldier.
Let's see. And then, so we got some forces at play here. The Republic.
Yeah, it's very neat. Enjoyed it. I hope I can do some good manipulation behind the scene. I love
the
being a puppet master.
the the real puppet master was Basilius all along.
Dude, I like that. This is actually one of my favorite things in like D&D.
What
Is just like
role-playing
manipulation.
manipulation?
Yeah.
That's very much like you, Austin, in real life.
Mhm. Dude, I love gaslighting people. It's so fun.
There is a what's it called? What else? What else does that play here? So we got what maybe five, because you're not even sure if the Red Rock Bandits are still alive. They're just rumors that they're in the hills.
Mm-hmm.
And this town is like toasted. There's
Something
just
I don't get a lot about
That's
him.
why I really want to make vassals out of the civilians instead of taking over.
That's why something I didn't understand about the vassal. Like these guys, like I understand that they're very prideful of like themselves.
I mean, what's
but-
it called? The story. Remember the story that the captain told you that even before the collapse, the townsfolk hated the fact that they were under the Republic.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they didn't have a mayor, by the way, there was no elected official. There was just a magistrate that would come around every once in a while and collect taxes.
Yeah,
They
but the
didn't
thing is, we won't even impose taxes.
Yeah, I was about to say, there wasn't even, like, a ruling force here, and they still just absolutely hated it. These people are incredibly either prideful...
Vain.
Oh, they're incredibly prideful, is definitely what a good way to put it.
Yeah, they're like that. Like they're incredibly prideful. Like even to the point where they would throw themselves to suicide. So like
They probably wouldn't suicide, but they would attack without any sort of, restraint.
I don't know. I mean, their plan is actually suicide. If they
Yeah.
want to team with us.
Yeah, now that you guys know about the reinforcements, yes, but there's like 12 guys there. They're pretty confident they could beat the Republic's ass.
Mhm.
And then there's the Grand Marshal, sort of in between both conflicts.
I'm interested to see how the Grand Marshal will react to what I tell them.
If you
I
can
assume
get...
they have to march on the Republic. They can't wait for let them get reinforcements. So I think
like
I tell
the
them
only
I tell them reinforcements are
But
arriving.
then the question is, what happens to the citizens, and what is the Grand Marshal's plan after he wins?
Well, the dude seemed confident when he said they could defend themselves even if they marched full force on him.
Well, yeah, because he literally is saying that from a castle, with a drawbridge and a moat.
it's, like I was saying, it literally reminds me of freaking
Well, he said he
the
has
old
a
Playtime
strategy to
Force.
stop them.
What was that?
He said he has a way to stop them that he doesn't want to disclose.
Oh, he said, what's it called? The Republic says that if he gets marched on, yeah, the Republic, guys,
They have a contingency for
yeah,
it.
they have the contingency if that happens.
In me, out of character, I think it might be explosives.
And that doesn't do anything.
That's what I'm thinking. Like I'm not sure. I know it's probably not right. But I'm just saying.
But yeah, so we get the Marshal to march on the Republic. Well, that's going on.
Just to see what the contingency plan is.
Yes. Also, to force a conflict. We force the conflict now, weaken their forces, get the people to act. Hopefully, the fact that they're being marched on now will result in probably, like, if they win, like 30, 40 of these guys left. Force the town to march on them. The town will probably lose at least half.
And then you have like 60 dudes.
Then you have like 60 dudes left. That puts us in a much better position of power over them, especially if we can weed out who's influencing them.
By the way, did you see that the young anarchists were the anarchist footmen were way stronger than the deserters? Because
Oh yeah.
because they're slayers instead of rogues.
Mm-hmm.
The actual like people there that are like the footmen in the civilian armor they're not like pushovers. They're actually pretty tough because they're level 3 slayers.
Mm-hmm. So we get them to march on whoever's left, and then the reinforcements come. Then the reinforcements are better armed. However, the civilians have the stronghold. And then that conflict should reduce to only a couple dozen people left.
And then what? The town's
We
just
take over.
dead?
Well, yeah.
If there's only like a dozen people, it's not really a town. Not even thinking about all the damage that this conflict will cause to the castle, to the forts, to the city.
I'll be honest. Everyone dying and the town being completely gone is fine.
And then there would just be the Razmiri.
Yeah, we're not gonna get like. If none of the groups ally with us, we gain nothing from this town anyway. Taking the town is actually a net negative for our kingdom because it'll lower our stats.
What about what about in actual roleplay, and not just
in actual roleplay? I just don't give a shit about the town. I'm just trying to clear the way so I can get closer to the Scar.
The Scar is not going to be something that's easy to take.
I know.
It is like the fort. It is like the base of power for the Revolutionary Union.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, it's been 1 sec. I have to do some world updating because stuff happens while you guys are doing things. 1 sec. It has been 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think generally maybe.
It's been 5 months now since the campaign started in game. I can actually do this. So, see this?
Hmm.
Okay, I have to update some of these flags.
Oh, really?
Yes. First things first. Art glass.
Is it now Orcs or Republic?
Yep, I knew that.
That's your home region, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry about it. I'm not freaking out internally.
Oh? Republic?
We're gonna have to deal with that eventually.
Hmm. Their forces are likely weak, however.
True.
The Daggerdale flag.
That's a big problem.
Then it becomes this flag.
Oh, never mind. It's not much of a problem.
No, it is a big problem that Daggerdale is trying to expand into here.
Daggerdale is expanding only to restore the former government. Daggerdale takes the city over and then immediately turns it over to the Republicans. Because Daggerdale and the Republic have an alliance.
Ah, yes, I remember this now.
I gotta roll something here to see if this battle is won or lost. Okay. The Cult of Baphomet over here is booted out.
By the Darko?
Yep. So the Minotaurs are kicked off this part of the continent.
Unfortunate.
And this unaffiliated town over here, Mudrun, becomes affiliated with the Anarchists.
Okay, we actually need to fulfill Gaxum Wish and ally with Sunrise before the Republic gets to it.
True, because if they get the Sunrise, they have a clear shot towards us.
Also, 1 sec. One more battle is happening, but it is a stalemate between these.
Ah, the Scardale Revolutionary and the Republic.
It's also very relevant now. So these guys are in a situation where they can't really get units from anywhere.
The Republic is cut off from the rest of the Republic.
Which means whichever units were in Scar Deep have now been split into 3 and spread out amongst 3 places.
Until they
the-
can push their way either over the Spiral Mountains or through
North.
Blackburn to their base of power in... Wow, this village doesn't have a name. One sec, I gotta generate a name for this village.
Well, village.
I'm back.
Village
But yeah,
310.
no. Yeah, I know that if they take Sunrise, they have basically a really well defendable position.
This
think-
village is now called Ghoulcrest.
Which place?
Honest,
This place right
whatever
here.
happens here, it might like
What happens where? He didn't point it
in Lakeside.
Yeah.
I think we let the place burn, let everyone die, and then we focused eastward. Like the Lakeside is. There's nothing here, dude. This place is effectively a waste of time.
Yeah,
It's
it was
late.
not very. It was not very.
The town,
Useful
I mean,
in
when
any
you
way.
guys showed up, the town was already burnt down.
Even if the town wasn't burnt down, there doesn't seem to be any strategic value to it.
Besides
no
the lake.
Which we already have lake access. And the lake gives nothing relevant.
Also,
because,
I can show you guys something else, because...
the dragon born.
One sec. I can show you guys something else, because rumors of this are happening. I can zoom in on the coast over here.
Yep, let's see.
And with this, Sunrise has become much more strategic. Okay.
Sunrise is actually in a really good position to, like, deny access places.
Especially since this is now no man's land.
Oh, yeah.
Shoot, something I'm thinking. Should we
This
just
entire area dying is actually amazing.
something I was thinking? Should we just leave this place and let them deal with it, or should we just like head off? Just head
That's
off.
what Austin was recommending just a second ago, is we just pack up and leave.
I set the gears in motion to do
Also,
everything.
if you look in the south as well.
Oh yeah, I see that big flag.
Yeah, dude, let me put the gears into motion. Set everything up for self-destruction. We leave, send an orc army in, and then don't look back.
That does actually give... Oh, what about Bellwall?
Fuck if I know.
If we want Bellwall, we can come back for it, because it doesn't look like they're going to be able to stabilize this region anytime soon.
Maybe the Rasmirians might be able to take it, but we don't know.
The
enough
Republicans
about
of Blue Fort are very, very busy right now.
yeah.
Because the Scardale unions are pushing northward. The mountains are a real issue. This like huge mountain range is like just cut the region in two basically.
Yeah. Let's send. So we have one large and one small orc army, right, Pinky?
Yes.
I want to before I forget. Can I tell them to send the small army over?
All right. How many orcs is that?
I believe that's 20.
Okay.
Right? Or.
Okay.
Mass combat.
An orc army size 20 would consist of.
Oh no, 50. Wait. Yeah, 50 orcs.
Okay. An orc army of size 50 would consist of 5 orc angry boys, 40 orc boys, and 5 riding squigs with orc squig riders. So it is not a enormous, but it is a significant force.
Okay. Actually, no. I will do that tomorrow. Tomorrow, I set the gear in motion. We will
Also,
talk.
by the way, every place that you attack with orcs has a chance of spawning an orc nest.
But those
That-
can be dealt with.
That's
Those can
not
be
under
dealt
our
with.
control, I assume, or is it?
That is not under your control. They are just fully formed new orcs. Because when orcs die, you know they melt away
Yeah.
into spores.
Yeah.
That's why you had to burn down everywhere that you attacked. You would have to come in after the fight and burn the whole place.
Well, we could put a general in charge, a non-orc general,
Like
and
who?
supplement with. So we could supplement the army with like 5 to 10 not orcs, and then once the fight, have those not orcs not engage in the fight, and once the orcs do their thing, send the orcs back, and then have the rest of the people burn any remains.
Wouldn't that piss the orcs off?
No, because they got their fight.
I don't
Plus,
think
they
they
would be
joined.
sent back, so they wouldn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
what-
that sounds like an alright plan.
Yeah, because for now we need to make sure we can seal off any method of them trying to get to us,
Oh, and we
basically
can use-
walling us off.
We can have roach folk do that.
True.
The Rookesfolk could just eat the orcs.
Yeah.
got a point there.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, we can send a small detachment of
Oh,
roach folk.
Can we just set the armies up like that? Like supplement any orc armies with like a band of roach folk?
Yeah.
The cleanup crew.
So, you see now, if you look at the Daggerdale map, politically the situation has gotten very complicated. Especially on the eastern coast. The towns of Kilmarrock and Cald have been essentially seized by the Imperium of Dragonkind. And the Imperium of Dragonkind is also attacking now, because it is Uktar. By now it would be the 7th of Uktar. Oh, wait, no, it would be the 11th of Uktar. The Imperium is now attacking Daggerdale. They are in full-scale conflict. In these mountains here.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna jump off for now, but
Hopefully,
I love this.
hopefully the Imperium has no reason to go north. Or you're going to be fighting a lot of Dragonkin. You want me to actually put flags showing who is fighting who at what moment?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Okay, one sec.
So is this what you expected? Us to just like let Lakeside burn?
No. I expect you to side with the Grand Marshal.
I mean, we couldn't.
I would expect you to convince the Grand Marshal to side with you.
We tried, but we didn't
With-
want to try too hard.
Was that even on the table? I don't think he would like ever serve us from the sounds of it.
Not serve you, but he would work with you.
Hmm.
With the right convincing, he would. Okay, if you now look at the map, you can see... Sec.
Oh! The thing that made me just not at all want to sign with him was the fact that he said as soon as he gets his deal, he's expanding and taking over other regions. And
Yeah.
I was like, that we can't let that happen. Like, if he would just sit back and rule Lakeside, I let him stick around. But that's not what he's going to do.
Have we made any plans about what we're gonna do with Beckinsale?
I think it's a very good buffer state right now.
Beckinsale also will have issues going forward, especially if the Imperium goes north.
Yeah.
Because
they are ruled by a dragon.
Well, yeah, and Sol Sivan will not take kindly to the chromatics here.
Oh.
Yes.
So we have a decent ally.
The dragons are, the dragons are separated into metallic and chromatic. And the metallic dragons are good, and the chromatics are evil.
We could also potentially ally with the Imperium.
Oh, yeah.
Will become a client state.
I don't know.
That is absolutely what the Imperium would do if you decided to side with them. They would make you into a client state.
I don't know what that means.
You would serve under them.
I mean, allies.
Yeah, you would essentially become a vassal.
As long as they don't expect taxes.
Well, they would expect slaves as tribute.
No, I mean
we can do that.
we're not becoming their vassals. However, I'd be open towards just like a open-ended agreement where they don't mess with us, we don't do
a
anything
non-aggression
with them.
pact.
Yeah,
that would be easier to get.
Mhm.
The dragon army is focused on something. They're here. They're not just here to invade. They're here in the continent for a reason. But that reason has not been discovered yet.
Maybe
There's
we
also
can discover
fear-
it before the main campaign.
There's also the Court of Shadows tomb. In the lake.
which I want to take over. But
So if you look at the map now, you can see who is fighting who.
thank you. Man, I so want to just split and go there right now.
Where?
The Court of Shadow Tomb.
I was gonna say, if there's two things and there's flags between two towns, that means they're in open conflict. Feel bad for Aldapple, this city right here. As you can see, orcs are an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You could just let the orcs take over. That'd be an interesting finale. Have the orcs win. And by the way, in the background, I am rolling for these battles based on the stats of both armies.
Pog.
And I want to tell you that the orcs are really OP.
Yeah, I mean, even if you defeat an orc army, they get to fight another battle against you.
Mhm.
Yeah, the orc ferocity trait.
The Dark Hope armies are primarily cavalry and traditional medieval fighting forces. The Revolutionary Union forces are trained musketmen, civilian militias. They have a lot of soldiers because because they are constantly at war. They are pressing pretty much all adults have to serve in the military.
I think in the grand scheme of things, we have an enormous advantage because of our use of non-humans.
Let's see. The Republic has a very standard military as well. The Resmiri aren't fighting anyone. Neither are the Anarchists. The Anarchists are only defending. And the Orcs are just fighting everyone that's near them. That's what they do.
Yeah, I think, like, because we're gonna have Roach Folk Necromancer armies.
And by the way, Daggerdale is now much too occupied to help the Republic.
Good. Yeah, we have. Oh, how's the Necromancer shit going with the Urches over the last month?
They are, what's it called? They are being trained right now. That's all I can say. There's not really been that much updates.
Yeah. And then how long did it take to produce an Ettercap army?
A while.
Okay. They breed a lot slower than orcs,
Yes.
but they're a lot easier to.
Control, and also they are significantly stronger than orcs.
Mm-hmm.
But the only issue is they have sunlight sensitivity.
That's only when they're first exposed to sunlight, though, right?
Sunlight sensitivity? No.
Wait.
Oh wait, no, they don't sell sensitivity. That's what's it called? Those other spider folks.
Yeah, so Ettercaps will be a very good army.
And there's also a chance to for Nightmare Ettercaps to be born.
Is that good or bad?
Nightmare Ettercaps are more violent, more evil, but they have regeneration and natural spellcasting like Shadow Walk, Suggestion, stuff like that. They're
So we
essentially
might have a nightmare take over the Undercity.
so they're essentially a mutant Ettercap that's like distorted. And it's like, let's see.
Honestly, a Nightmare Ettercap would be a great general for an Ettercap army.
Nightmare Ettercaps are super rare, basically. They are Ettercaps that are born with a connection to the Dreamlands,
Yeah.
allowing them to turn other people's dreams into nightmares.
If they're born, would that just be like bad for us, or is it something we could?
It'd probably be bad until you get under control. Because Nightmare Ettercaps love betrayal, murder, death. They are horrific beings.
Luckily, they'd be born under contract.
Yeah.
They also can shadow walk, so they can step into shadows and move at 50 miles an hour. Over land, as long as they end up in another shadow. Basically, they can sidestep into the shadow planes.
Man, I hope one gets born so that we can talk to it.
Put it on our council. Make
Well,
it
no,
the new spy master.
No, we need that'd be a good spy master. Holy shit.
I replaced the the bandits one with the Republic flag. There you go. You were in open conflict with them. Does the flags in between cities make things more complicated, or does it very easily figure out, like,
Yeah.
it makes it very easy to figure out what's going on?
Yeah, it's easy to figure out what's going on.
Alright. Man, imagine the guys in Ubin Falls just like... It's like, man, just kind of chilling. We're so far away from everyone else, although this is here now. So that's an issue. And actually, the main campaign is right here.
Oh.
Yeah, they're fleeing this way.
Thank God they're not fleeing north. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be a little awkward.
They're, well, what's it called? Because they were the first ones hit by the dragon army, their village was, and they are currently on their way to the capital to warn everybody along the way. They're doing a Paul Revere. Yeah, this is gonna
God,
be
I want to go to that fucking tomb.
You could do it in a... What's it called? In a side campaign. Or a side session.
I want to so bad.
If you don't... That's if you don't want to bring everyone. Hopefully you can
Well, I
take the...
can't bring everyone.
You could.
No one can breathe or swim underwater.
It is a tomb. You think the whole thing's underwater?
Yes, that's what we were described.
You were told the tomb was underwater, yes.
And even, like, however... Even if it's not currently flooded, it'll flood as soon as we get into the tomb. Presumably.
Presumably, yes. Man, the Raspberry dudes literally just be vibing. Why don't you just let them worship? Just let them do their heresy in peace.
Each tile is a day, right?
Each grid is a day's walk.
2 days by ship?
Yeah.
Or half a day by ship?
Yeah, and this isn't really a lake, it's like an inner sea.
Mm-hmm.
This planet is big. It's much bigger than Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, saving campaign?
But yeah, so yeah, you know our plan.